Welcome to the Northwest Sports Fanatics YouTube channel. I am your host, Orion. I got a great show for you here today between the Seattle Mariners and the Cleveland Guardians. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes, so let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Sunday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, the phenom Colt Emerson, and on the right, Cleveland's very own Jose Ramirez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at third base, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, playing center field, it's J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, playing first base, it's Nails Josh Naylor. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, DHing today for Seattle, big dumper Cal Raleigh. Batting sixth, playing second base, Cole Clutch Young. Batting seventh, the shortstop, phenom Colt Emerson. Batting eighth, catching today for Seattle, Mitch Garver. And batting ninth, playing right field, Victor Robles. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 5-4 record, ERA of 3.60, it is Emerson Hancock. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Cleveland Guardians. Leading off for the Guardians in center field, Stephen Kwan. Batting second, playing second base, Travis Bazana. Batting third, DHing for the Guardians, Chase DeLauder. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, first baseman, Kyle Manzardo. Batting fifth, playing right field, Khalil Watson. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Brian Rocchio. Batting seventh, playing left field, Cooper Ingle. Batting eighth, playing third base, Gabriel Arias. And batting ninth, catching today for Cleveland, Austin Hedges. And on the mound for the Guardians, their ace, 9-4 record, ERA of 3.82. It is Gavin Williams. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. So they're giving Dominic Canzone a day off, to rest that hammy. So we won't be seeing Dom today. So it's going to be a little bit tougher. And Luke Raley ended up tweaking his elbow yesterday. So they're not going to have Luke Raley for this particular game, but he should be available as soon as tomorrow when we play the Angels, I believe at 6:40 Pacific. And again, it's hard to win games when we don't have Canzone and Raley in the lineup, but we're going to have to find a way to get the job done against a very good pitcher, against Gavin Williams. It could be slim pickings, for the first 5 or 6 innings. But again, we can always rally late in the matchup in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. We've done it many, many times this year, but getting off to a lead and getting off to a fast start is ideal if we want to be able to win this game and win the series. Jerry in the building, what's good? All day in the building, what's good? Steven in the building, let's get it. And again, hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday morning or early afternoon. Eat some breakfast and watch a little bit of Mariners here with me on the NWSF. I'm ready. Got an early walk in with the pop. And again, it definitely, the heat wave has ended, which is nice. So we're getting rain and overcast temperatures in Oregon and Washington. And again, I'm liking it. We're going to have it for another week or so. And hopefully it'll stay kind of, in that 50 to 70 degree temperature range. It's exactly where I want it until we get into more heat waves in July and August. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 50th year anniversary for the Seattle Mariners, 40 plus years on the radio for this legend and icon. So every stream we will dedicate it to one of my favorites of all time, Rick Riz. Crawford, Rodriguez, Naylor, Orosarina, Raleigh, Young, Emerson, and then the weak links at the end of the lineup with Garver and Robles. So if we get anything, out of Garver or Robles, that's going to be perfect. You don't expect a whole lot. Maybe getting a single and a walk for each guy would be fantastic. Now, obviously, if either one of those players ends up getting 2 hits or more, it's a miracle. And again, we need to be able to bunt. We need to steal bags. We need to be able to do anything and everything to be able to try to get this dub. And again, this team is probably the most similar to the Mariners out of any team in the American League. We match up really well. The style of play is kind of similar. Obviously, sometimes they get the better of us. But again, normally, when we end up seeing this team, it usually is pretty even. We both teams have won 3 games apiece. And again, you got the White Sox, you got the Guardians, you got the Rays, you got the Mariners and the Yankees. I feel the Mariners have the most talented team besides the Yankees, even though their record is much better than ours, but just based off pure talent. We've had a lot of injuries. And again, we just got to do our best to tread water until we get to the All-Star break and beyond. And that's usually where we play our best ball. Magic number for the Mariners, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, which will be tough against Gavin Williams, 9-4 record, ERA of 3.82. And leading it off for the Mariners is going to be J.P. Crawford. And we got to get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and I know that's going to be tough. Longest streak of scoring 3 or fewer, and we're at 13 right now. We got to be able to break that slump. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. And one way that we can break that slump is being patient in the box. We haven't seen a whole lot of patience, besides guys like JP and Dom. And if we can get patience out of the other batters, it's going to lead to good things. 1-0 pitch, little dribbler towards first and foul, because not only can you get your pitch count up, we don't want Gavin Williams to be pitching in the 7th and the 8th inning, because if that ends up happening, the chance of us winning is probably pretty slim, especially if he goes that deep. So we got to be able to get a few, big long counts, pitch 8, pitch 9, pitch 10. And there we go, J.P. Crawford on pitch number 3, being patient and finding one right down the middle and a nice slice single into right field. Great job there by J.P. Crawford, taking advantage of the curveball off speed, 82 miles an hour, and JP is on board. That's exactly what we want to see. Way to bring the electricity early, J.P. Crawford. Here we go. Next up is Julio Rodriguez, and it would be fantastic if we can get a run or 2 on the board within the first 3 innings. Rebecca in the building. What's good? Jonathan in the building. Mike in the building. How are you? Let's go, Julio. First pitch takes a strike, looking high and inside. Sinker 97 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Oh-1 pitch, hard hit ball into right field, fading foul. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. No balls and 2 strikes from Gavin Williams to Julio Rodriguez. 0-2 pitch, high and away. Good patience there by Julio. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. Top of the first inning, 0-0 here early between the Mariners and the Guardians. And we definitely need to get guys on base. We need to steal bags. We need to bunt. We need to play small ball. We need to do everything to be able to try to find a way to win against Gavin Williams. 1-2 pitch, big, swing and a miss, high and away. Down goes Julio, striking out, swinging with that sweeper, 89 miles an hour, high and away, and that is 1 away. Next up, in the 3-hole, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. And typically you have guys like Julio, Naylor, Arena, and Cal Raleigh that are very, very aggressive. JP, Cole Young, Colt Emerson, a little bit more patient, as well as Dom and Luke Grayling, but they're not going to be available today. And then anything that we can get from Garver and Robles is going to be a blessing. First pitch is high and away. Curveball, 83 miles an hour, 1-0. Glad to see Josh not swing it. Bad pitches early on. Let the game come to you. Pitch 3, pitch 4, pitch 5. You know, you can get that perfect pitch. It's not going to necessarily be there on pitch number 1 every time. And a line drive into center field, and that is 2 away. Naylor flies out to center, and JP hustles back to first, and that is 2 away. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena, who had that big 3-run jack when we were down 4-0 to give us a chance late in the matchup, but we just couldn't get that, last run at the end of the game. Let's see if Randy can bring that magic in the box here today. First pitch is high and away to Randy Arozarena with the sinker, 1-0 count. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Randy. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball strike to Randy Arozarena. JP got the party started, but we need others to be able to step up. JP at first. Top of the first inning with 2 outs. And a 1-1 count from Gavin Williams, their ace, to Randy Arozarena. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. And really the patience, with Julio, Naylor, Randy, and Cal, that may end up determining if we end up winning or not winning this matchup. If they can really, just let the game come to them and not be so pressured on trying to go for home run swings in the first 2 pitches, it could really help us out, not only at the beginning of the game, but towards the back end as well. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Randy Arozarena. Sinker fooling Randy from Gavin Williams. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first. JP Crawford with 2 outs. Top of the first inning, 0-0, Mariners and Guardians. Happy Sunday, everyone. Shout out to everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. 2-2 pitch. Wild, lazy swing there by Randy, low and away. And that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first inning and see who's up next here for the Guardians. Next up for the Guardians, in center field, Stephen Kwan. Batting second, playing second base, Travis Bazana. And batting third, DHing for the Guardians, Chase DeLauder. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 5-4 record, ERA of 3.60, it is Emerson Hancock. He was 5-2, and again, his ERA was under 3, but again, has had 2 rough starts. Hopefully we can get back, have him get back on track. And at the moment, sitting right there with Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller still our best pitcher. And then obviously you got guys like Hancock and Gilbert right after him. And then we're still waiting on Wu and Kirby for consistency. And then obviously Castillo at the very back end. But Castillo did have a really good start a few games ago. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 41 subs to go. Do 24,400. Now let's see how we are doing on the likes here early as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And we're at 24 likes. A little Ken Griffey Jr. action. I see ya. 76 to go. Trident's up. Chuck in the building. Parker in the building. How are you? Good morning here on this Sunday afternoon, morning, depending on where you are located in the country. Obviously, for us in the Pacific Northwest, it's only 10:49 a.m., but for others watching in the Midwest, the East Coast, or around the globe, and maybe a little bit later, and again, sometimes we bring it, in morning and early afternoon games, and then in others we struggle, but again, it definitely feels like it's going to be a little bit slim pickings with Gavin Williams, on the mound, but, I still think that we can win this game and win the series. And we need Hancock to give up, 3 runs or less preferably 2 or less, considering we haven't really been able to get over the hump of more than 3 runs in the last 12, 13 games. But I'm hoping that we can find that one special, magic, half inning where we can get 1 to 4 runs and hopefully get to 5 today. First pitch from Hancock to Kwan, takes a strike, looking low and away, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. A ball there from Hancock to Kwan, 1 ball and 1 strike to Stephen Kwan. 1-1 pitch, little slow dribbler up the middle. Emerson is there, throw to Naylor, and that is 1 away. Good defense there by Colt Emerson, and that is 1 up and 1 down. Down goes Stephen Kwan. Next up is Travis Bazana. First pitch to Bazana is high and away with a cutter, 1-0 count. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Travis Bazana in the box. One 0 pitch, another ball there from Hancock. Come on, Emerson. We need you to lock in. At one point you were the number 2 pitcher behind Bryce Miller, but right now you're kind of tied with Gilbert, and we need to get you back on track. We already are having issues, with consistency with Kirby and Wu. The last thing that we need is Hancock and Gilbert to start going sideways as well. And we know Castillo, even though he had a really good start a few days ago, he's still our worst starter. And again, we need to get more pitchers caught up to the Bryce Miller level. 2-0 pitch and another ball there from Hancock. Come on, Emerson. .3-0 pitch, and that is a 4-pitch walk. That is not what we want to see here early. Come on, Emerson. Next up is Chase DeLauder. First pitch into DeLauder, big swing and a miss right down the middle, 0-1 count. .01 pitch and a hard hit ball, a laser towards first and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to DeLauder. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the first inning, runner at first with 1 out, 0-0 here early between the Mariners and the Guardians. Throw to first, and runner is safe. Right ends up. Let's go, M's. .02 pitch, and that is strike 3 looking. Way to bounce back. 4 straight balls, 3 straight strikes, and down goes DeLauder. That was big. And we get a nice punch out there for Emerson Hancock. Normally when a pitcher throws 4 straight balls, it's, going to go kind of downhill. You normally don't get 3 straight strikes right afterwards. Great job there against Chase DeLauder. Nice job by Emerson Hancock. And that is 2 away. Next up is Kyle Manzardo. First pitch to Kyle Manzardo is high and away. 1-0 count. And Guardians have a lot of lefty hitters. Yesterday, they had 8 lefties and only 1 righty. That's not something that we typically see. 1-0 pitch, tries to paint the corner, 97-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, and just touches it. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hancock to Manzardo. Let him know all day. 1-1 pitch, and a hard hit ball into left field, fading foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first with 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0, Mariners and Guardians. And I really hope that we can end up scoring first, to kind of give us that momentum. We definitely need it in this particular game with Garver in the 8 hole and Robles in the 9. You don't really expect too much out of those guys. But obviously they're better options than Ref Snyder or Connor Joe. But still, Garver is the 2nd worst player on the team behind Rob Ref Snyder. You don't really expect a whole lot from him. And with Robles, I love his defense and I love his good positive vibes, but really hasn't been the same hitter, since he got hurt diving into the wall and in the netting in San Francisco when he ended up getting that almost season-ending injury. He was a really good 300 hitter then, but now, still hasn't really found a rhythm and some consistency as well. Pitch fouled off there by Kyle Manzardo, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. Let's go, M. 1-2 pitch. I would say that looked like strike 3. They call a ball there, and Garver challenges immediately. That looked like strike 3. Let's see if we get the bottom of corner here. And it looks like, there it is. Great challenge there by Mitch Garver. Initially, when I saw it, it looked like it was in the strike zone. Instead of a 2-2 count, that is strike 3. Great job after bouncing back on that 4-pitch walk. Good job by Emerson Hancock, and that is out number 3. Down goes Manzardo on strikes. I love it. All right, so he's got a walk, but he's got 2 Ks to start off, and obviously pacing for 12 Ks, and we'll see where it goes with Emerson Hancock. We need him to get back on track. And as far as talking about guys getting back on track, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. We need hits, we need RBIs, but most importantly, we need home runs, and hopefully we can hit at least 2 today. 2 to 4 is kind of our wheelhouse, when we can win games. Next up in the 5-hole, DHing today, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Batting second in the 6-hole, second baseman, Cole Clutch Young. And batting third in the 7-hole, shortstop, Colt Emerson. Chuck with a 5er getting us started. Appreciate you, Chuck. Goose eggs into omelets. Everybody enjoying their breakfast here today with the Mariners and the Guardians. All right, Chuck is getting us started with a $5 dono. Every dollar is greatly appreciated. Appreciate you, Chuck. We're at $5.95 to go. Gavin Williams, 9-4 record, ERA of 3.82. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be slim pickings. But again, that doesn't mean that we can't rough him up. And hopefully we can have a little bit of patience in the box, especially for our overly aggressive hitters. And then again, if some of these guys are not going to listen and they're going to be overly aggressive, then they need to make the swings count. We need to get a home run if these guys are swinging at the first 2 pitches. We can't have big whiffs. We need big home runs. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And that is a pretty rare sight to see Cal have 2 balls and not swing at those first 2 pitches. 2-0 pitch, high and inside. Looked a little bit inside for a ball, but no challenge there. Might have been able to touch the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike from Gavin Williams to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. 2-1 pitch, high and away. And look at that, and these are the type of counts that we need, not only to get the pitch count up on Gavin Williams so he doesn't pitch 7-8 innings, but we want 3-0 counts. We want 3-1 counts. The last thing that we need is or 0-2 counts, because that typically leads to a strikeout, pop-up, or ground out. Come on, Cal. 3-1 pitch. And Cal with a little blooper into shallow left. And it drops, and there you go. What do you know? You actually get patient and wait for pitch number 5, and you finally get something positive. Good job there by Cal Raleigh. Great job, Cal. So we got hits now by Cal Raleigh and J.P. Crawford. In the first inning by J.P. Cal right there. Now let's see if we can go on a little bit of a rally. Now it's up for Cole Clutch Young in the box, and then after that, the phenom Colt Emerson. Let's go. First pitch, low and away. And again, it shows you how mature Cole Young and Colt Emerson are. They are going to once in a while be overly aggressive and swing hard on those first two pitches. But for most at-bats, you'll see Young and Emerson be a little bit more patient and they're mature beyond their years. And that's why I love them. They're great two-way players, offense and defense, and they're going to only get better and better and better for this squad. Pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gavin Williams to Cole Clutch Young. Let's go, Cole. One pitch, and Young pops it up. Little blooper. And, and just in time. I was really hoping that was going to drop in between the second baseman and the center fielder, but Stephen Kwan had just enough hustle to get to it in time. And that is 1 away. And him and Rocchio, the shortstop, could have ran into each other there. But good communication, and they get that out. That is 1 away. Next up in the 7 hole, the phenom Colt Emerson. On deck is Mitch Garver. And Emerson with the little slow dribbler. Throw to first. And that is 2 away. Be patient, Colt. We already have half of the lineup overly aggressive. No need to be swinging on the first pitch there. Wasted at bat there for Colt. And hopefully that'll be a little bit better moving forward. Now we got Cal Raleigh at second base, and now we're going to need a miracle. Once in a blue moon, Mitch Garver will get a single, double, triple, or home run. And hopefully we can get some magic here from Mitch Garver. On deck is Victor Robles. Let's go, Mitch. First pitch is low and away. 1-0 count. And, you just got to hope for Mitch to get 1 hit and then to get hit by a pitch or get walked once. So that way he can get on base at least 2 times in 4 plate appearances. Come on, Garver. And even though Garver might be the second, worst player on the team, but, obviously ahead of Ref Snyder only, he's got a better chance of making something happen than Rob does. And he's a little bit more patient of a hitter in the box as well. So, but I'm still waiting for Johnny Pareda and Miles Mastrobuoni to get back on the team. Pareda is a better catcher than Garver. That was a bad decision. And Miles Mastrobuoni should be on this team, over Rob Refsnyder or, some other individual on the team if they want to, make a move. Miles is too good, and Johnny is too good not to be on the squad. Both in AAA right now. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Come on, Mitch. 2-1 pitch. And Mitch Garver, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right into right field. Run, run, run. Cal's coming home. Safe. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Look at the speed by Cal Raleigh, running from second and getting in home feet first, just in the nick of time. And again, Mitch Garver finding a way and being patient in the box, waiting for that perfect sinker, 99 miles an hour into right field, and great base running by Cal Raleigh, which sometimes is not the case. We know he's a little bit bigger, like Josh Naylor. They're not the fastest guys, but there we go. 1-0 Mariners. And again, you don't expect Mitch Garver to do a whole lot, but I'm really happy he did something there. Great job. Next up is Victor Robles. I see you, Mitch. You may not be a good player overall. You're better than Rob Refsnyder any day of the week. Great job. Next up is Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. First pitch is fouled off. 0-1 count. On deck is J.P. Crawford, and I really needed us to score first today. Great job. Joe in the building, what's good? Mando in the building, what's good? Williams in the building, what's good? Spokane in the building, what's good? 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Now, we've been going against some good pitching lately, and also a lot of lefties. And also, on top of that, our pitching and bullpen, at times has been good and other times not so much. And, obviously with Wilson and his lineups, they haven't really been the greatest in those last 13 or 14 games. But the last few days, I do like the adjustments. And now we just got to try our best. No Dom today, giving him a day off with the hammy. And then obviously Luke Rayleigh had an elbow tweak yesterday, so we won't have Luke Rayleigh today. He's just day to day, but hopefully he'll play tomorrow when we play against the Angels. Pitch is low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gavin Williams to Victor Robles. Garver is catching, Cal is DHing, and Cal got a hit, and Garver brought him home from second as well, which was pretty impressive. Because Cal and Josh Naylor, they're not as fast as maybe they look, maybe slightly faster than they look. I mean, it just depends on, how far we're talking, but for Cal to score from second, he had to be hustling, and feet first slide got in just in time. And our base running hasn't been very good this year, so great to see it actually work out for us. 3-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, down goes Robles, and that is out number 3, but not after. Mitch Garver coming up big, and again, I mentioned, if we can just get, 1 base knock and maybe a walk, that'll be a productive day for Mitch Garver, and then if you get an RBI or a home run, then we're on cloud 9. And then the same thing goes for Victor Robles. You don't really expect a whole lot, maybe 1 hit, maybe get walked once, and then, anything beyond that is obviously a great day for these 2 weaker links in the lineup. But great job there by the Mariners, striking first. And we got 1 run, 3 hits. And Emerson Hancock's got a no-hitter so far. Great RBI there by Mitch Garver, scoring Cal Raleigh from second base, sliding in feet first, 1-0 Seattle. Let's go. All right, let's see who's up next as we go to the bottom of the second inning here for the Cleveland Guardians. Next up for the Guardians in the 5-hole, right fielder Khalil Watson. Batting second in the 6-hole, shortstop Brian Rocchio. And batting third in the 7-hole, left fielder Cooper Ingle. And on the mound for the Mariners, 5-4 record, ERA of 3.60, Emerson Hancock. And right now, Miller is the 1. Gilbert and Hancock are right there at number 2 and number 3. Wu and Kirby are still, inconsistent, at the 4 and the 5. And then obviously Castillo is at the 6. But with that being said, Castillo was money a couple days ago and played one of his best games of the year. So again, things have definitely been up and down for our pitching staff. But with all that being said, and the injuries to Carlos Vargas, Matt Brash, and Cooper Criswell, we're still top 6 in starting pitching and top 6 in bullpen. So again, even though it feels like it's worse than it really is, but again, there's a lot of other teams that have a lot shittier pitching starting in bullpen than we do. But obviously we're known for being a great pitching staff. So obviously when things don't go our way, we get upset. But again, we got a very good team. We're injured to a certain degree, but again, it doesn't mean that we can't come back and, fight that adversity and find a way to not only win this game and win the series, but to keep a good positive vibe as we go to the All-Star break. And then a first there to Watson, a little dribbler to Randy Arozarena in left. And Watson starts off the Guardians here in the bottom of the second with a single. Next up in the 6-hole, shortstop Brian Rocchio. See if we can get a strikeout or a double play and a strikeout. Throw to first, and he is safe. Shows bunt, pulls back at the last minute. And we're still in first place by a half game over the Rangers, 1.5 over the Astros and the Athletics. But we are still in first place at the moment. 1-0 pitch and a little line drive into left going foul. Change up 86 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Emerson Hancock to Brian Rocchio. Let's go, M. Hancock on the mound, Rocchio in the box. 1-1 pitch, popped up and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hancock to Rocchio. Runner at first with no outs. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Mariners. And again, I felt like if we were going to have a chance to win this game, we had to score first. And again, scoring only 3 runs or less, for the last 12, 13 games is not ideal, but, at some point, something's got to give. We may not be able to get to 4 or 5 today, but I'm hoping that we will. But I do have a good feeling once we play the Angels, we should be able to hit 5 runs or more in that series starting tomorrow. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Once you come back home, to the fans at T-Mobile, things will, they'll feed off the crowd, and that'll definitely help them get, I believe, 5 runs and above, at least in a game, hopefully more than one game in that Angel series. 3-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. And then obviously we got the Blue Jays coming up as well as we're going into the 4th of July weekend. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first with no outs. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Mariners. Yeah, about 2 weeks, until around the middle of July for the All-Star break. And the 3-2 pitch turns into walk to Rocchio. And now we got runners at first and second with no outs. Come on, Emerson. It's July 14th is the All-Star game. Runner shows bunt, pulls back at the last minute. 1-0 count. And now we got Garver with a mound visit, which would have been a good time if Cal obviously was, catching for Emerson Hancock. Obviously has been a little shaky, and again, we got to be able to try to get this first out and, preferably a double play if we can get it, but strikeout, double play, strikeout, but we want to try to keep our 1-0 lead. On the switch. Here we go. Dank in the building. What's good? One-0 pitch in there for a strike. Good mound visit by Garver to get him settled down and settled in. And that's really important for a catcher, regardless if it's Mitch Garver, Johnny Pareda, or Cal Raleigh. It's just like a timeout in basketball when the momentum is starting to go the other way. You got to be able to find that pause, and that little break to settle that player down. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hancock to Engel. As that one gets fouled off out of play with the sweeper, 78 miles an hour, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and no outs. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Mariners with a Mitch Garver RBI, scoring Cal Raleigh from second. And throw to second, and just in time, safe. And Khalil Watson just getting back into second base in the nick of time. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Settle down, Emerson. Runners go. And a double steal there for the runners. Now runners at second and third with no outs. And again, remember, Emerson was 5-2 at one point and has lost his last 2 starts. So he was our number 2 guy behind Bryce Miller, but they started to hit a little bit of a wall, and again, still has been one of our, top 3 pitchers with Gilbert, Hancock, and Miller as our number 1. And normally Wu and Kirby are at the top, but they've had some rough starts, as of late. They haven't really had the consistency that we normally see them at the top of the board. Wu normally 1, Kirby usually 2, but hopefully they'll be able to get better. 2-2 pitch, line drive into the dugout, and foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, with runners at second and third and no outs. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Mariners. And typically when we score a run, for whatever reason, the other team usually responds immediately in that next half inning, but hopefully we can find a way to limit the damage here. And if they're going to score, hopefully it's only 1 run. Just a little bit of a foul tip there by Cooper Engel. 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Engel. Trident's up. Let's go, Ems. Let them know. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Hancock having a hard time finding the strike zone today. And I get it. You don't want to be going right down the middle, because if you go down the middle, you're going to have a meltdown. It'll be one hit after another, and then all of a sudden we're down by 5 runs, even if they don't hit a home run. And we've seen that out of a lot of Mariner pitchers. You got to be able to find your rhythm, paint the corners, and then test down the middle, only once in a while. 3-2 pitch, and got him right on the corner. Beautiful. There we go. That's exactly what we needed. Down goes Cooper Ingle, taking strike 3, looking right on the corner. That was a beautiful pitch there. Cutter, 86 miles an hour there by Emerson Hancock. Way to bring that electricity, and that is finally 1 away. Next up is Gabriel Arias, and we're looking for a double play if we can get it here. First pitch is low and away. Sweeper missing there by Emerson Hancock. 1-0 count. Arias only batting .200 with 2 home runs and 5 ribbies. Hopefully we can find a way to keep these runners stranded at second and third. 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ball into right field, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gabriel Arias. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Bottom of the second inning, runners at second and third with 1 out. Hancock on the mound, Gabriel Arias in the box. Come on, M. 1-1 pitch, line drive, throw home! And now we got the runner caught in between the base paths. And that is 2 away. Can't have 2 runners at the same bag. They're just sitting there looking. And now we have runners at first and third. And that was a good decision there, to make sure you throw home, to try to prevent that runner from coming. Because obviously throwing to first and then in the tie score of 1-1, that doesn't do us anything, but keeping that runner, there, and luckily being able to chase him down. And then the other runner coming to third, that was kind of good luck, rather than having bases loaded. And obviously only 1 out. Now we have runners at first and third with 2 outs, and that was a good heady play there by Josh Naylor. And his defense has actually been really good with the last 3 or 4 games. He's had some really good awareness in foul territory and good awareness working with the pitchers as well as throwing home. And first pitch, Hedges pops it up and looks like we're going to get our wish. And Randy is there, and luckily it's not a ground ball, and that is out number 3. And when's the last time that we've had runners at second and third and we left them there with no outs or 1 out? Pretty rare. Great job there by Emerson Hancock and the defense, and we still hang on to a 1-0 lead. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck as well. Great job. That easily could have been 1-1, 2-1, or 3-1, so I'm happy that we actually had something finally go our way. All right, let's go to the top of the third inning, and let's see if we can get another run on the board. Trident's up. Let's go M's. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors so far for the Mariners. 0 runs, 1 hit, no errors by the Guardians. All right, we're back at the top of the order here in the third. Next up, third baseman, 1 for 1, who got the party started with a hit in the first inning, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder, 0 for 1 with a K, Julio Rodriguez. Please show some patience in the box. And batting third, 0 for 1, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Same goes to Naylor, and same thing goes to Randy, as well as Cal. You got 4 guys in the lineup that all have home run power and RBI power, but again, they have been a little overly aggressive, and it's kind of hurt us in these last 12 or 13 games. Jesse in the building, what's good? Angry in the building, what's good? All right, 41 subs to go to 24,400. We're at 5 on the Dono train because of Chuck, the MVP so far, 95 to go. And with 157 in the room, let's see how close we are to 100 likes. We're at 63. We're almost there. We're at 63 likes. 37 to 100. Shout out to our female audience as well as all of the individuals that are watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. We hit 6.1 million views on the channel a few days back. Also got our single highest donation of $1,500 by Odin's son. Shout out to Odin. And again, we're definitely trending in the right direction. Shout out to all of our new subs, as well as all of our regulars. First pitch to JP Crawford, fouls that one off with the cutter. 0-1 count. Gavin Williams, their ace on the mound, 9-4 record, ERA of 3.82. So, you can't expect a whole lot, but I'm hoping that we can end up getting another run or two on him. And then he ends up having a meltdown, around the 5th or the 6th. So that way we can get him out of the game and, see what happens with the rest of the bullpen that comes in. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike, looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. And even with some of the errors that JP has had, he definitely has earned a spot on this team, even if that means he has to take a little bit, less money, as he gets a slow dribbler towards first. And that is fair, and that is 1 away. Kind of a tough break there by JP, but with all the injuries that we have, it would be nice to be able to have someone that you can trust that can play second base, shortstop, third base next year. And again, we can get rid of Rob Refsnyder, get rid of Connor Joe, get rid of Luis Castillo, call up Kate Anderson, and then have JP as a backup, and I think that would be perfect for us. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. At 14 home runs with 39 ribbies, we're looking for home run number 15. Let's go, J-Rod. And a little check swing on a 1-0 count. And great to see Julio in the lineup after getting hit on the hand. I was fearing that something might end up, being broken or sprained after he got hit on the hand yesterday. But he's in the lineup, which is great. And we obviously know how many runs he's going to save us with his great defense in center field. Jesse with a 5-er. Hard hit ball by Julio, out of play in right field. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Jesse with a 5-er. Appreciate you. We're at 10 on the Dono train, 90 to go. Shout out to Chuck and shout out to Jesse. 1-2 pitch, low and away. Curveball missing there by Gavin Williams. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 3rd inning, 1-0 Mariners. And out of all people, Mitch Garver with an RBI single. Cal Raleigh scoring from second base, feet first, just in the nick of time. And we have a 1-0 lead. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Good at bat here for Julio. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Take the walk if it's there. 3-2 pitch. And a wild pitch. And Julio looked like he was going to swing, but finally pulled back, thankfully. And again, the last thing that you want is strike 3 on a pitch that goes all the way to the backstop as a wild pitch. Good job there by Julio. And it seems like the batters, for the most part, are listening. Again, if you're going to be overly aggressive for many games in a row and it's not working, something's got to give. You got to change it up. Next up in the 3-hole, first baseman Josh Naylor. Let's go, Josh. On deck is Randy Orosarena. I mean, the talent that we have on this team is ridiculous. The most talent that we've had out of any squad the Mariners have constructed besides our 2001 team. And obviously we know that particular team almost won 120 games, and we're not going to get anywhere near that with this squad with all our injuries and obviously poor management by Dan Wilson in more, games than not. But as far as player for player, talent-wise, I mean, it's ridiculous. And then once we get Ryan Sloan and Kate Anderson called up, it's going to be amazing. Throw to first, and Julio is safe. But it's pretty close there. And Angels, let's see if they challenge. Looks like a double tag at first base by the Kyle Manzardo. But it is safe at first. And we don't want Julio to be, being nonchalant at first base. Our base running this year has been terrible. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike to Josh Naylor. Come on, Nails. $34 home runs in April, 42 in May, and only 26. Our slugging rank went from 17-8 to 28. And remember, there's 30 teams in MLB, so we're definitely behind the 8 ball in June. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nails, Josh Naylor. But I'm very excited that we're going to get Brandon Donovan back around July 7th, July 8th, unless he has a setback. And that could really help us as our leadoff hitter. And also defense at third, a little bit better than JP. 1-2 pitch. Foul behind the plate there by Nails, Josh Naylor. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gavin Williams to Josh Naylor. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Callie in the building. What's good? How's that Hawaii weather? Top of the 3rd inning, runner at first with 1 out. 1-2 pitch from Gavin Williams. And Naylor pops it up and behind the plate, foul. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first, Julio with a walk and 1 out. There we go. Hard hit ball by Josh Naylor. Fair. Go, go, go. Run, baby, run, Julio. Run, Julio. Run. Run, Julio. Come home. Hey, Julio safe. Let's go. 2-0 Mariners. Woo! And think about how hard of a ball has to be hit for you to score from first base. You know, you got to be really hustling. And there was a little hesitation for Julio there when he was rounding third if he should come back, because we don't want him to be thrown out, you know, being overly aggressive, you know, and obviously a little overly aggressive, you know, with the running, overly aggressive with the batting, but it ends up working out. And a big RBI double there by Josh Naylor. Julio scoring from first. 2-0 Seattle. Let's go. And again, this is against a really good pitcher. You know, a guy that's got almost 10 wins already. And again, great job there by the Mariners. Next up is Randy Arozarena. And again, getting that late inning heroics, you know, by the Mariners, even though we didn't win. When we were down 4-0, we lost 4-3. Randy hitting that 3-run jack, but it feels like that momentum is carrying over to today. Big swing and a miss right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Williams to Arozarena, but great base running by Cal, scoring from second earlier in the game in the 2nd inning, and a great job by Julio scoring from first base all the way home, and we have a 2-0 lead. Let's go. This is exactly what we needed, and you're starting to see a little bit more patience in the box, and guess what? It's working. I mean, imagine if they would have done this earlier. You know, we would have been able to get to above 3 runs, and it feels like this is the game where we're going to get above 3. You know, we're already at 2, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. It's about time for that streak to end, and we can start a new one, and hopefully, you know, get more runs, not only today, but moving forward against the Angels and the Blue Jays coming up. 1-2 pitch to Arozarena. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Sweeper low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Williams to Arozarena. Let's go. I like that, Chuck. Righties, you know, no matter what their record is, it's much better to go against a righty so we have our stronger lineup. Even though we don't have access to Dom and Luke Raley today, I felt pretty good about today. You know, Garver and Robles are our weak links, and if we get anything out of those 2 players, you know, maybe it ends up being a win, and Garver already ended up cashing in for us early on. So sometimes it's those guys that you don't really expect anything, and then they end up doing something. Now, obviously, Rob Refsnyder is the exception, you know, because obviously he's the worst player on the team, and Garver's number 2. But I got a lot more faith in Garver game in and game out than I do with Rob Refsnyder, who shouldn't even be on our team or even in our AAA squad. He should just be cut, period, and just let him go. But obviously the Mariners won't do that until probably later in the year like they did with Dylan Moore. Little dribbler up the middle. Throw to first. Wild throw at first. Go, go, go. Come home, come home. Come home. Let's go. And another run scores off a wild throw at first. Look at this. 3-0 Mariners. Woo! Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And again, sometimes you get a little bit of luck. You get a wild throw to first, and then Josh Naylor having that awareness. Hey, come home. And there you go. Randy safe at first, and then Naylor coming home. 3-0 Mariners. And when's the last time we had 3 runs this early? I mean, hell, we've only scored, 0 to 3 runs the last 12, 13 games. It's about damn time. And it's kind of shocking, when we're doing it against an elite pitcher and Gavin Williams, but thankfully he's a righty, not a lefty. No Luke Raley, no Dominic Canzone, no fucking problem. 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. Everything going the Mariners' way so far. Trident's up. Let's go M's. And it's about damn time, that we've had, things go our way. And we'll see how long it takes for them to update the scoreboard here. Come on, ESPN, do your job. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And this is a great time for a Cal to hit a homer if we can get one. You got to have insult to injury. You got to make sure you step on the gas and not let off. And again, as soon as you start to see a team reeling a little bit, you want to make sure you're scoring as many as possible in that inning. Let's go, Cal. You're due. First pitch to Cal Raleigh, fouls it off. Towards first base, 0-1 count. Now, scoring 5 to 8 runs today would be fantastic, especially when we got the Angels, who usually have our number, more times than not, even if they don't have a good record. And again, we want to make sure we go into that series hot. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And it's as simple as just not being, so aggressive and swinging at the first 2 pitches for everyone on the squad. Take a couple pitches, and wait to see what happens. And again, it hasn't been working, for the players swinging at the first 2 pitches. But now as you start to see, a little bit more patience, pitch 4, pitch 5. And then if you're lucky enough to get the pitch count up, pitch 8, pitch 9, pitch 10, maybe and an at-bat or 2, that'll help with the pitch count on Williams. Mariners challenge. Call is overturned. Count now is 2 balls and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. And this is definitely the most excitement we've had in the first 3 innings in a long time. Let's keep it going. Come on, Cal. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. And I like this version of Cal Raleigh taking pitches. 3-0 counts and 3-1 counts is where he got a lot of home runs last season. And again, you can still hit him on an 0-2 count, but more 0-2 counts lead to strikeouts. 3 balls, 1 strike from Gavin Williams to big dumper. We got a runner at first with 1 out. 3-0 Seattle. 3-1 pitch, little dribbler towards first and foul. Gavin Williams, 9-4 record, ERA of 3.82, but it's not phasing us right now. Big dumper in the box. Let's go. 1 for 1 with a run already. And then on deck is Cole Clutch Young. After that, if we can get to him, Colt Emerson. And if we can get to Colt Emerson, it could end up being 5-0. We just got to keep it going. Come on, Cal. 3 runs, 4 hits. We don't even have a home run yet, and I feel like we're going to hit at least 1 today, but hopefully 2. Top of the 3rd, runner at first with 1 out. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. Take the walk if it's there. 3-2 pitch, popped up and out of play. Count still is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And based on how things went in that Pirates series, it's about damn time something good happened for once. 3-2 pitch. Oh, I don't know about that. That looked a little outside. It might have touched the corner. Cal is challenging the strike 3 call. It might have grazed the corner, but let's hope that it didn't. Yes, there we go. Cal wins the challenge, and instead of strike 3, let's go. And Cal goes to first with a walk. Going to first on a walk is a lot better than striking out and having to head to the dugout. And it kind of looked outside, but again, a lot of these pitches, until they get reviewed with the ABS, you never really know if it touches the corner a little bit or not. And a great challenge there by Cal Raleigh, who's actually been really good with challenges lately. Not only as a catcher, but in the box. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. First pitch is low and away, 1-0 count. Looks like Gavin Williams is having a little bit of a meltdown. That's what we like to see. And let's see if Cole and Colt can be a little patient here. And if they're able to be patient, this is going to be a 5-6-0 lead. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gavin Williams to Cole Clutch Young. 1-1 pitch. And a little dribbler up the middle. Flip to second. And a ball was dropped. And it looks like Cal is out at second base, but we do have runners at first and third. That should have been a double play, but Rocchio ended up dropping the ball. And let's see if they're going to challenge that or not. Looks like the right call there. Runners at first and third now with 2 outs. So Naylor doubled to right. Julio scored from first base, Hawks, making it 2-0. And then Orosarena was safe at first off a throwing error from Rocchio. And then Naylor scored from second. And now it's 3-0 Mariners. Next up is Colt Emerson. And with one good swing, it could be 4-0, 5-0, or 6-0. Come on, Colt. Oh, 1 pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. No balls and 2 strikes from Williams to Emerson. Come on, Colt. See if we can add on one more. I mean, if we can't get the 3-run blast, or a 2-run RBI, a single or double, even just getting an RBI single and getting that runner from third to score, Randy, making it 4-0 would be great. But 3-0 feels, fantastic. 0-2 pitch, little dribbler towards first and foul. Well, I think it's safe to say that we're going to get more than 3 runs today. Well, I mean, we have 3 now, so very good chance that we get to, 4 or 5 runs or maybe even beyond that. Hopefully 5 to 8 runs is what I'm hoping for. 0-2 pitch. Did he get a piece of it? And if Emerson would have hustled, 100% to first, he might have been able to run that out. But unfortunately, was kind of looking back at the ball, and that is out number 3. But a great start here for the Mariners. And again, a 3-0 lead. We can't complain. Base running has been absolutely superb today. And again, let's see if we can keep some magic going with Emerson Hancock. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-0 Seattle. And we haven't been able to say that in quite some time either. All right, next up for the Guardians, 0-for-1 center fielder, the Oregon State Beaver alum, Stephen Kwan. Batting second, 0-for-0 with a base on ball, another Oregon State Beaver alum, second baseman Travis Bazana. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, DHing Chase DeLauder. And on the mound for the Mariners, 5-4 record, ERA of 3.60. Coming into the game, Emerson Hancock. And Emerson's got 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 35 pitches, 21 strikes with a 3.52 ERA. And then Gavin Williams coming into the matchup with a 9-4 record, ERA of 3.82, their ace. And 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 68 pitches, 42 strikes, and a 3.88 ERA. So look at that. He's already at 68. And again, if we weren't able to rough him up, who knows? Maybe he goes 7-8 innings and then we end up losing this game scoring less than 3 runs. So being patient in the box, it fucking works. Great job. Trident sub, let's go M's. 41 subs to go to 24,400. And we gained another sub. 40 subs to go to 24,400. Let's see where we're at on the likes with 160 in the room. We're at 76. We're almost there. $24 more to 100. And we're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. First pitch to Stephen Kwan is high and away. 1-0 count. Kwan in the box. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Let's go, M. 1-0 pitch. Low and away. 4-seam fastball missing again. 2 balls and no strikes to Stephen Kwan. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. Right down the middle with the sinker. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. And again, it's been a minute since we've had a 3-0 lead in any game for that matter, let alone scoring 3 runs in the first 3 innings. But that's what we were hoping for. Just like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, getting on the board first and trying to get, 1 to 3 runs within the first couple innings. And we did it. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. Four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stephen Kwan. 2-2 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle. Cole Young is there. He dropped it. Pick it up. Throw back to first. And not in time. And again, you don't see Cole Young drop too many balls there. And I don't know if they're going to charge him with an error there, but hopefully Cole will be able to make up for that later in the game. Once in a blue moon, Cole will drop one, but ended up hitting him on the top of the wrist instead of the mitt, and by the time he threw it to first, Kwan with good speed made it safe. And that is an error for Cole Young, and hopefully that will be the only one we get today. Next up is Travis Bazzana. First pitch there, fouled off towards first base, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Travis Bazzana. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. One pitch, low and at the knees. Cutter missing there by Hancock. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first. Stephen Kwan with no outs. Bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. Garver singled to right, and Cal Raleigh scored from second. 1-0 Mariners. Naylor doubled to right. Julio scored from first. 2-0 Mariners. And Naylor scored on an error. Randy was first, running towards first, and a throwing error by Rocchio made it 3-0 Seattle. Two-1 pitch in there for a strike. Right down the middle with a sinker, 96 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Travis Bazzana. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down he goes. Nasty pitch there with the sweeper. And again, Hancock's sweeper has been money this year. Great job there by M, and that is 1 away. Next up is Chase DeLauder. Let's see if we can get a slow dribbler up the middle, and we can end up getting a double play and helping Hancock out. DeLauder up next. On deck is Kyle Manzardo. Let's go, M. First pitch is low and away to Chase DeLauder, just coming back from the injury in this game. 1-0 count. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. One-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Hancock to DeLauder. And I'd rather have a Hancock pitch outside than go right down the middle and just get roughed up for home run after home run or RBI after RBI. And again, if you're going to walk a few guys, that's fine as long as they don't come home. But that's really the big risk that you have to, risk and reward if you're going to end up walking guys. And DeLauder pops up. Robles is there in right field. And that is 2 away. Great to see Victor getting some playing time. He hasn't played in quite a few games, and not the greatest hitter anymore since his injury, but you can really count on him on making some spectacular plays defensively in right field. And I like his vibes. He's like Gino when we had him, and Gino ended up having that big home run late in the matchup yesterday that I saw for the Reds. But there's just certain guys that have great positivity and great aura and vibes that try to make the game funner for everyone around them. And Victor is definitely one of those guys, just like Eugenio Suarez was when he was on the ball club. And Kwan goes into second, but has to go back to first. Next up is Kyle Manzardo, who fouls off that first pitch. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. No balls and 1 strike with a runner at first. Stephen Kwan with 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And I really like the patience today. Everything is kind of coming together. I mean, the last thing that we need is, maybe a bunt or two. And obviously home runs is what we're really waiting on. 0-1 pitch, popped up and out of play. Four-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Manzardo. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Manzardo calls time. And let's see if we can get a punch out here for Emerson Hancock. See if he goes with the sweeper. Throw to first, and Kwan is safe. And Hancock's got a one-hitter. And obviously at one point he was 5-2 and our number 2 pitcher behind Bryce Miller, but he has lost his last 2 starts. Hasn't got a lot of run support and has been a little shaky, but looking a little bit better here today. 0-2 pitch, and popped him up. There we go. Colt Emerson, Julio Rodriguez, and Cole Young going after it. And great teamwork there by the Mariner defense, and that is out number 3. Great job. And again, Cole Young with the error, but they didn't score off the error, and that's all that matters. You can definitely feel the momentum in our favor. Great job. All right, let's go to the top of the 4th inning and see who's up next here for the Mariners. 50th anniversary for the Seattle Mariners, 40-plus years on the radio. And for this legend and icon, we're going to dedicate every stream to him. One of my favorites, Rick Riz. Next up, one of the heroes so far for the Mariners, 1-for-1 with an RBI, believe it or not, catcher Mitch Garver. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K, right fielder Victor Robles. Drop a bunt down, Victor. And batting third, 1-for-2, third baseman J.P. Crawford. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. We're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go, 40 subs to go to 24,400. And let's see how close we are to 100 likes as we approach the top of the 4th inning. We're at 81. We're almost there. If we can get 19 people to hit that like button here during the commercial break, we'll be at 100. We're almost there. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Three runs, 4 hits given up there by Gavin Williams, which is shocking. 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. He's already at 68 pitches, 42 strikes with a 3.88 ERA. And then Emerson Hancock, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit. He's got a 1-hitter, no earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 51 pitches, 31 strikes with a 3.48 ERA. Since 2023, we're split 4 games apiece. And again, I really believe, that the Guardians are the closest thing, as far as, record, style of play. Even though I think our roster is better than theirs, and I don't think anyone could really argue that, but I feel, the Guardians have been a playoff team for the last few years, and, they definitely feel like they're almost a mirror image of us, and obviously the White Sox have emerged as one of the worst teams in the American League to one of the better teams. The Rays are usually good every 3 to 4 years, and then obviously, as we know, the Yankees are usually the top dog in the American League, at least, going into each season. They may not make it to the World Series every year, but with the amount of money that the Yankees spend, like the Dodgers, there's no surprise that those two teams are usually towards the top of their respective divisions. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike, looking low and away. But the difference is the Dodgers spend money and they win championships. The Yankees spend money and they typically don't. But at least they got there with Soto a couple years ago. But the Dodgers are on a whole nother level. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. And down goes Mitch Garver, and that is 1 away. Next up is Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. First pitch, big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. And a little dribbler there. Throw back to first. Safe. Let's go. Amazing hustle there by Victor Robles. And again, if you just hustle like Luke Rayleigh, you never know what's going to happen. And a great job there by Victor Robles hustling to first, where a lot of Mariner, hitters would have given up. And he didn't give up here. And it's a diving, attempt there by Manzardo. And then the pitcher has to cover first. And Robles just gets right behind the tag, safe. I love hustle. I love effort plays. And I love defense. And again, you saw a play that almost happened there with Gavin Williams and Manzardo, but thankfully Victor ran it out. Great job. Runner at first now with one out for J.P. Crawford. And we're starting to see things that we haven't really seen in previous games. And it's, fantastic to see moving forward. And hopefully we'll carry that momentum forward against the Angels. Next up is J.P. Crawford. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 count. Let's see if Victor can get to second base. 1-0 pitch from Gavin Williams. Little dribbler there. And another hit by JP. Let's go. Let's go. Multi-hit day for JP Crawford. Now we got runners at first and second with one out. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And this would be a great time for a Julio Rodriguez RBI or home run. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Let's go. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez. Takes a strike, high and away, 0-1 count. Top of the fourth inning, runners at first and second with one out. 3-0 Seattle. And again, if we can just be patient in the box, this could be the inning that we actually get over 3 runs for the first time in 12-13 games. Let's go. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Williams to Rodriguez. And I appreciated what, Polo and Eugenio Suarez brought to the team, but obviously you got to be able to make some room for the young guns with Cole Young and Colt Emerson. And again, I wish the best for those 2 players, but we're in a better position moving forward now. But I definitely will be rooting for Gino, anytime that I see him, in the highlight package or, if the Reds are on TV. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike to Julio. Big swing and a miss, low and away. Should be more patient. Come on, J-Rod. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Nobody wants Ref Snyder, though. Throw back to second, and Victor is safe. We should just cut him. But again, the management and ownership is too stubborn. It's like Dylan Moore. They should have, cut him last year or sent him to AAA for Leo Rivas 3 months prior, but they waited to the very, very end, before they, could finally admit that this was the wrong move, but... Connor Joe shouldn't be on the squad, even in AAA as Victor steals third. And down goes Julio, and that is 2 away. The Ref Snyder experiment hopefully will be over sooner than later. But realistically, we probably won't cut him until August, which is a crazy thing to say, but that's just how the Mariners are. They're not willing to say that we fucked up and we made a mistake signing someone, But we'll see where it goes. Would much rather have Pareda or Masterboni on the squad than Ref Snyder. Much better players. First pitch is low and at the knees with a sweeper, 90 miles an hour, 1-0 count. But especially with Cade Anderson more than likely getting called up also, with the chance of Pareda and Masterboni, at some point they will have to get Rob off this team. There's just too much talent to keep a shitty player on the squad when we could actually have someone else help us win rather than having someone be a liability. And he's even worse than Dylan Moore last year, and that's saying something. And Dylan was bad. 1-0 pitch popped up into shallow left. And that is out number 3. We leave 2 stranded, unfortunately, but we still have a 3-0 lead. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning and see who's up next here for the Guardians. All right, next up for the Guardians, 1-for-1, right fielder Khalil Watson. Batting second, 0 for 0 with a walk, Brian Rocchio. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder Cooper Ingle. And I think it's awesome that we have something so cool as the Trident, you know, as our kind of prop. You know, you see a lot of these other people that have like fur jackets, hats, you know, and these little, you know, knickknacks and whatnot, but nothing is cooler than the Trident as far as a home run celebration. Go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0 Seattle. 40 subs away from 24,400. We're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. And we should be pretty close to 100 likes. Let's see where we're at. We're at 91. Can we get 9 people to hit the like button so we can get to 100? That would be fantastic. We'll get there, Dank. Still got half the game, you know, to be able to, you know, make that magic happen. First pitch from Hancock to Khalil Watson, high and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Hancock to Watson. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0 Mariners. Hancock's got a 1-hitter. 2-0 pitch, high and inside. 3 balls and no strikes from Hancock to Watson. But it's not like he's been electric like Bryce with the K's. You know, he's got a lot of walks. He's got a lot of pitches that are inside and outside. But again, as long as you're walking guys and they don't come home, so be it. You know, you got to be careful, you know, because that's where the Mariners usually get roughed up, when you get guys that are a little bit too overconfident throwing down the middle. And if you continue to throw down the middle and thinking you're going to throw through the hitter, sometimes that leads into a big 4-run inning, and then we end up losing. So, and we've had that happen with all of our guys, 1 through 6. And Emerson with the dive, throw back to first, and just in time safe. Great effort there by Colt Emerson, but great speed by Watson running that out. And again, you got to be able to, you know, have enough speed after you dive for a ball. And that was a full extension and a really strong throw by Emerson. But just in the nick of time, Watson got that foot down. But hell of an effort there by Colt Emerson. And again, I love having Cole Young and Colt Emerson there as young guns, you know, not only offensively, but defensively. But good play there by Watson with the speed. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, hard hit ball into left field, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brian Rocchio. Trident's up, let's go M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Just finished a overnight marathon that he ran 100 miles with no sleep, you know, and taking just minimal breaks. Just crazy thing to be able to do, you know. And again, I'm so proud of him, you know, taking his fitness journey to a level that even he thought that he couldn't do. Very inspiring to see someone that's got that passion for fitness and music. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Brian Rocchio. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0 Seattle. Let's go, Emerson. Throw to first and safe. And both hits today are from Khalil Watson. Nobody else has a hit for the Guardians so far. And a little dribbler up the middle. Throw back to first. And good teamwork there. Runner's going to third. Got him! Wow, what a double play. Khalil Watson getting greedy, trying to go to third base. And after Naylor flipped it to Hancock, Hancock with a laser to third, and JP tagged him. They're going to possibly challenge. Let's see. And he's out. Wow. I mean, what are the chances of Hancock making a throw good enough to be able to get a runner out at third? Unbelievable. I mean, the chance of a pitcher throwing to third base off a play like that, of that actually turning into a double play, is like maybe 1%. And he actually did it. Incredible. Man, everything is, we have the one error by Cole Young, but God, that made up for it. My goodness. An accurate throw on a play that's bang, bang like that in a double play by Emerson Hancock. That might have been the best play I've seen from a pitcher all year. Unbelievable. First pitch in there to Cooper Ingle is in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Unbelievable. Naylor gets the flip to Hancock and then, gains his footing. Sidearm throw to JP, and right there with the tag. Oh, pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hancock to Rocchio. Unbelievable. I love defense. It's my favorite, part of the game. I love home runs. I love RBIs. But, defense, regardless if it's in baseball or in football, takes a lot of effort. Great job. One ball and 2 strikes to Cooper Ingle. 1-2 pitch. A little bit of a wild pitch there that goes to the backstop with the curveball getting away from him. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Cooper Ingle. Let's go, Emerson. Let's see if we can get this punch out here. Hancock on the mound, Cooper Ingle in the box. 2-2 pitch. And a little foul tip behind the plate. Curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cooper Ingle. Unbelievable play. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Ingle. Let's go, Em. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Tridents up with nobody on and 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. That's strike 3. And they're going to challenge. Ump calls ball. This ump hasn't been very good today, but I'm glad we have ABS. And Garver hopefully will win this challenge. It looked like strike 3 looking. Yeah, baby. And that's strike 3, baby. Great challenge there by Garver. It looked like a strike as soon as I saw it. And great challenge there by Garver. Let's go. And he hits him with the dab. Let's go. Great inning there by the Mariners defensively. End of the 4th inning, 3-0 Seattle. Now let's see if we can finally get to 4 and 5. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Garver's been pretty good on the challenges lately, as well as Cal Raleigh. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, Randy Arozarena, who had that 3-run bomb late in the game when we were down 4-0 in the 8th, and we just came up a little short, but momentum has obviously carried over from last night. Great job, Randy. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, a more patient version of Cal Raleigh, and it's paying off. The big dumper, Cal Raleigh, in the 5-hole DHing today. And batting third, 0 for 2, second baseman Cole Clutch Young, who has the error earlier today, and hopefully he'll be able to make up for it with a base hit here. We're at 10 on the Dono train, 90 to go, 40 subs to go to 24,400. Shout out to everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. As well as all of our new subs and all of our regulars. And let's see how close we are. We should be at 100 likes by now. Where are we at? And we're at 104. There we go. Thank you so much. We're at 104 likes, 96 to 200. All right, Gavin Williams, first pitch to Randy Arozarena with a sweeper, and that gets fouled off into right field. 0-1 count. Let's go, Randy. Top of the fifth inning, 3-0 Mariners. Whoa, 0-1 pitch, throws at his head, high and inside. Randy has to run out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. I mean, the last thing that we need is someone to get hit in the face. We've had plenty of injuries this year. We don't need any more. 1-1 pitch from Williams. A little dribbler by Randy. Throw to first. And that is 1 away. Next up in the 5-hole, DHing big dumper Cal Raleigh. On deck is Cole Clutch Young. First pitch fouled off by the big dumper. 0-1 count. 8 home runs and 21 ribbies, pacing for 20 to 25 home runs this season, which is quite a bit of a drop-off of the 60 home runs, obviously, that we saw last season, but obviously we didn't see him injured like we have. Definitely overworked him last year, but had definitely one of the best, years out of any catcher of all time. And then obviously the All-Star game, the home run derby, winning that, the WBC, at some point, your body will tell you that you need rest. And a little dribbler towards first and foul. One ball and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. But if you go back and look at Cal's, seasons prior to the record-breaking season last year, I mean, the guy has always been putting up, 20 to 30 home runs, and that's quite a bit for a catcher. Catchers normally don't hit, 35 home runs and up, and again, when you end up getting into that range of players like an Aaron Judge or a Kyle Schwarber, and you're a catcher and you're able to hit home runs like that, it really does say something. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Yeah, it should have been at least a co-MVP. Again, obviously us Mariner fans believe that he was deserving. I mean, they can give the award to Judge every year. They can, as long as he doesn't get hurt, right? And obviously you can give it to Shohei Ohtani in the National League every year, but it would be nice, to be able to showcase other than the 2 top guys in the sport more times than not. And, if a guy that is a catcher, hits that many home runs and still can't even get co-MVP, then, what does a player have to do? I mean, does he have to hit 70? To be able to, and even if he hit 70, they probably still wouldn't have given it to him. So he had a pretty good year. I mean, again, if you look at the batting average and, the consistency, it was a pretty good year. I mean, there's a reason why he won it. He didn't win it just because his name's Aaron Judge. You have to look at the numbers, but, Cal's numbers were something that we have never seen out of a catcher, and that's something that should have been, taken in consideration. And Cal's, sitting there and catching every game, compared to a guy like Judge who, can DH or play right field and, and obviously doesn't have as much responsibility as a Cal Raleigh. But again, how the league works. They're going to go for the popularity factor, and Ohtani and Judge are always going to be the top 2 guys. There will be other guys that will be close, but that's just how the league is, I guess. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Cole Clutch Young. Oh-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Williams DeYoung. But it would have been great, to be able to see Cal win it, just by himself. It's not like, again, Ohtani and Judge can win it every year, and again, if you can have a record-breaking year and do something that no catcher's ever done and you still can't win it or get co-MVP, then, it's a little flawed system there. And tag at the baseline, and he is out, and that is 2 away. But there definitely is bias, I mean, I guess, for, haters and for fans outside of the Mariner fan base, they wanted Cal Raleigh to be batting 300 to 350 and hit those home runs. Then maybe, some of those people would have been more willing, but when you end up batting 200 to 250, for a lot of people, that's not enough, and whatnot. But, we may not see a catcher ever do that again, and again, I think as time goes on and people go back and look at that year, they'll really realize how special that year truly was for Cal Raleigh, and that he definitely deserved to win that award, or at the very least co-MVP with Judge. But obviously Yankee fans, they're gonna say Judge all day and all night. But the thing is, if Cal Raleigh was on the Yankees and had the series that he had and Judge was on the Mariners, they would say, oh, Cal Raleigh's deserving. They would. So that's just how it works. Whoever the guy is on their team, they're gonna go to bat and die on that hill that guy's the better player. Takes a strike, looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Colt Emerson. 0-2 pitch, high and away. Curveball just missing by Gavin Williams. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Williams to Emerson. Yeah, I mean, catcher, I think, is the hardest position to play. And again, all that squatting, on your knees, the stress on your knees and your joints, and then also have to be a leader, second manager on the team, as well as, a guy that has to be good defensively, throwing guys out at first, second, and third. To me, catcher is the hardest position, a lot of strain. And then on top of that, the responsibility of being a good defensive catcher and a great hitter. It's just, 1-2 pitch, and Emerson fouls that one off, out of play. Let's go, Colt. Top of the 5th inning with a runner at second with 2 outs. Emerson in the box, Mitch Garver on deck. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Good eye there by Colt. Curveball missing. 2 balls and 2 strikes with the runner at second and 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Mariners. Come on, Ems. We got to get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We're at 3 runs, 6 hits at the moment. Come on, Colt. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Good patience by Emerson. Mature beyond his years. Same thing with Cole Young. Three-two pitch. And Emerson getting a hold of one. Little blooper into right. And that is out number 3. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th with a 3-0 lead. Yeah. And another thing, that I think people, should be talking about more, right? The most home runs any catcher in baseball all time was 48. Cal hit 60, and that still wasn't enough. He hit 12 more home runs than any catcher has ever hit in over 100 years of baseball. But again, for a lot of those other voters, they wanted him to be batting 300 to 350 and hit 60 home runs. And even if that would have happened, he still probably wouldn't have won. It would have swayed maybe some of the other votes, that normally would have went automatically to Judge, but, they want to look at batting average and, all those other slugging stats and whatnot. But, comparing a catcher to an outfielder, it's not the same position. It's not even, it's like comparing a point guard to a center in basketball. It's completely different. But, apparently if you're Ohtani or Judge, they're just going to give you award after award. So let's go to the bottom of the 5th and see who's next up for the Guardians. Next up for the Guardians, 0 for 1 in the 8-hole third baseman, Gabriel Arias. Batting second in the 9-hole, 0 for 1 catcher, Austin Hedges. And batting third, 0 for 2 center fielder, Stephen Kwan. Trident's up, let's go M's. And also doing it clean, not using PEDs or steroids, just what an incredible year that we had last season with Cal Raleigh. All right, 40 subs to go to 24,400. We're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. Gained another sub since the last commercial break. Thank you so much. 39 subs to go to 24,400. First pitch to Gabriel Arias. Big swing and a miss for a strike. 0-1 count. John in the building. What's good? 0-1 pitch. Little slow dribbler by Arias. Emerson with the long throw. And just not in time. Tough play there by Colt, having to kind of throw backwards. And Arias with the single. What's good, Sean? Hopefully you and the fur babies are doing well. So far, so good here for the Mariners, up 3-0. And Emerson Hancock with a 2-hitter. And it still feels like we have a very good chance of getting to 5 runs and beyond, even though we've been stuck at 3 here since the 3rd inning. But as long as our bullpen is strong, which I believe it will be, we should be able to take advantage of hopefully one of their weaker bullpen options, and that will help us get to 5, unless we can end up getting another run or 2 here on Gavin Williams before he exits. Next up is Austin Hedges. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Oh, 1 pitch, gets the corner on the edge. No balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Hedges. Sinker 96 miles an hour, high and away. 0-2 pitch. Sweeper just missing, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hancock to Hedges. Daniel in the building, Sean in the building. 1-2 pitch, popped up. And right in between Julio and Colt Emerson there, and a little bloop single. Now we have runners at first and second with no outs. And this would be a good time for Garver to have a mound visit with Hancock. The last time that we had this happen, we had runners at second and third, and it looked like they were going to end up scoring a run or 2, and then we ended up leaving those runners stranded at second and third. So, and again, we'll see if they try to attempt a double steal like they ended up doing earlier when they had runners at first and second. Almost a similar situation. Next up is Stephen Kwan. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, and Kwan shows bunt and has to jump out of the way. Pitch was high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Stephen Kwan. And Garver should have came out there with a mound visit right here. I mean, we already got runners at first and second with no outs. We want to try to keep them at 3-0, but... And a bunt here by Kwan. Throw to first, just in time, and got him. Wow. Great defense there by Emerson Hancock. That easily could have been everybody safe. And a nice throw to first base getting Kwan, and I think the Guardians are going to challenge. And again, I love bunting. Not many teams do it. Nobody practices bunting defense. And Cleveland is challenging, even though the call at first was out. Runner looks safe after watching the replay, but it was called out at first, so we'll see if there's enough there for them to overturn it. Pretty close. And runner is safe. I mean, if it, Kwan's got really good speed. So now we got bases loaded with no outs. We need a mound visit. And if this was Cal Raleigh, we would have already had it on that previous batter. Let's see if Garver is smart enough to go out there and have a little bit of a mound visit here. Last thing that we need is Hancock to be injured. We got to limit the damage here. And again, if they're going to score, we want them to score only one run, not 2, not 3, not 4. Next up in the 2-hole, second baseman Travis Bazana, the Oregon State Beaver alum. Chase DeLauder on deck. Come on, Hancock. We need outs. Strikeout and a double play and a strikeout. First pitch is high and away with a cutter missing, 1-0 count. Bottom of the 5th inning, bases loaded with no outs. Quan, Hedges, and Arias on the bases. Come on, Emerson. 1-0 pitch. Popped him up. Looks like it's going to be deep enough for that runner to score from third. Julio with the catch. Runner tags up from third, Arias, and that is 3-1 Mariners. Defense there by Julio Rodriguez. Sack fly there from Travis Bazana. And we got Gabe Spire warming up in the pen. And next up for the Guardians is Chase DeLauder. And we desperately need a double play to keep it at 3-1. Try to sub. Let's go, M's. Dave in the building. What's good? Bottom of the 5th, runners at first and second with 1 out. Mariners up 3-1. Hancock on the mound, DeLauder in the box. And Gavin Williams has pitched at 103 pitches, so he'll be done. And Hancock's at 77, now 78. First pitch into DeLauder is a ball, 1-0 count. Come on, M, finish strong. 1-0 pitch. Popped him up. Robles is there. Strong throw. Give it to me. There we go. And keep those runners there, and that is 2 away. Next up in the 4-hole, first baseman Kyle Manzardo. Let's keep this game at 3-1. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And then we play tomorrow back at T-Mobile Angels, I believe at 6:40 Pacific tomorrow. First pitch is high and away to Kyle Manzardo, 1-0 count. Sweeper missing there by Emerson Hancock. 1-0 count. Bottom of the 5th. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 3-1 Seattle. 1-0 pitch. And popped him up. Should be a routine play here for Julio or Robles. Julio is there. And there we go. We leave 2 stranded, thank God. And we still got a 2-run lead. Bases loaded with no outs, and we only gave up a run. And that's best case scenario with the sac fly. Good job. And I know Hancock's a little disappointed, but again, it's much better than the game being 3-2, 3-3, or we're down 4-3. So, keep your head held high, Emerson. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th inning and see who's up next here for the Mariners. And let's see if we can get a run to make up for the run that we gave up. All right, next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K, catcher Mitch Garver. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a K, right fielder Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. And batting third, 2 for 3 today, third baseman, leadoff hitter, J.P. Crawford. Right ends up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 39 subs to go, do 24,400. We're at 10 on the dono train. 90 to go. And let's see where we're at on the likes. We're at 119. 81 to go. All right, Sean Armstrong coming in. Let's go, Mitch. First pitch to Mitch Garver. Did he go? A little bit of a check swing there. Takes a strike swing with the check swing, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, a ball there to Garver. Low and away, sweeper, 84 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Armstrong to Garver. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Let's go, Garv. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss there by Garver. 2 balls and 2 strikes, missing on that sweeper from Sean Armstrong. TJ in the building, what's good? Top of the 6th, 3-1 Seattle. Sean Armstrong on the mound, Garver in the box. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Garver, and that is 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a K, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. We got the Angels and then the Blue Jays. Looking forward to it. First pitch in there for a strike to Victor Robles, 0-1 count. One pitch, high and away by Sean Armstrong. Four-seam fastball, missing the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Robles. Victor shows butt. Run, Victor, run! Safe, let's go! And I think all the things that I wanted, besides us hitting a home run, which we could end up getting here shortly, we got the bunt down, and Robles is safe. Shows you, more times or not, if you bunt and you run hard, you can make it safe. And great job there by Victor Robles. There we go. Great job, Victor. Next up, leadoff hitter, 2 for 3, J.P. Crawford. Still waiting for that home run by someone on the team. First pitch in there for a strike to J.P. Crawford, 0-1 count. We're a half game in first place still. Rangers, obviously right on our tails. Astros and Athletics, 1.5. And then the Angels, 7 games back in last place. 0-1 pitch, popped up and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. 0-2 pitch from Armstrong. And JP with a laser that goes into the netting, into the dugout. Four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour there by Sean Armstrong. No balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Come on, JP. O2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Crawford. And that is 2 up and 2 down. But we did get the bunt there from Robles, which was fantastic. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. This would be a great time for a 2-run jack to go to 5-1. Let's go, Julio. You're due. Throw to first, and Robles is safe. First pitch fouled off there by Julio. Four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour, right down the middle, 0-1 count. Young kid got that Julio foul ball. That's something he'll treasure forever. 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Top of the 6th inning, 3-1 Mariners. Runner at first, Victor Robles. 1-1 pitch. Wild swing there by Julio. Come on, J-Rod. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Patience in the box, Julio. Let the game come to you. You're too good of a player not to. Time is called. One-two pitch. And Robles goes and safe. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Two-two pitch, high and away. Good take there by Julio. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez, and Robles steals third. Let's go. Robles stole second and stole third on back-to-back plays. Now we have a runner at third with 2 outs. Come on, Julio. And a little blooper. Run, Julio, run, run. Yes, let's go. And Julio ends up getting an RBI single, and the 3 runs or less drought is over. 4-1 Mariners. Let's go. Let's go. Finally got past that 3-run wall that we've been stuck on for 12, 13 games. And again, Julio Rodriguez running hard to first base. And again, that should be a theme. Everyone needs to run hard like Luke Raley. And again, it pays off more times than not. If you just fucking try, you know, it's your job. Play hard. Great job there. Victor Robles stealing second and stealing third made that happen. Obviously, if Robles doesn't do that, then we're not at 4-1. I think we're going to have a pitching change as they went to a commercial break. Awesome. Feels good to get to 4. You know, it's been such a long time, you know, and again, I had a good feeling about today that we could do it. And next up now is Josh Naylor. The only thing missing now, we already got a bunt down. We got some stolen bags because of Victor Robles. The only thing that we're missing between now and the end of the game is a home run or 2. And there's a good chance that we're going to get it. Hell, we might even get it out of Josh Naylor. All right, next up is Josh Naylor, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI, another individual that is overdue for a home run. Top of the 6th inning with a runner at first with 2 outs. 4-1 Mariners. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Great base running today, since it has been kind of a weak spot for us, but the base running has been just superb today. And if it wasn't top tier, on the base paths, we would not have 4 runs. All right, Tim Herron is coming in, the lefty. All right, let's see if we can rough Herron up here. All right, so Sean Armstrong, his day is done. Now Tim Herron, the lefty, is coming in. And next up is Josh Naylor with 2 outs and a runner at first. Julio Rodriguez. On deck is Randy Orosarena. And Julio trying to steal a bag and safe. Here we go. Base running has been 10 out of 10 today. Stealing bags, going from first to second to third, putting us in a position that we actually can score runs. And we finally broke the hump of only scoring 0 to 3 runs for 12, 13 games in a row. And we finally got to 4. And I don't think we're done. I think that we could still get 5 to 8 runs today. Again, we just got to have a meltdown by the rest of these pitchers. And Naylor gets hit in the shoulder. We'll take that. And we got a nice little meltdown. There we go. Naylor chugging himself to first base. And now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs. And let's see if Randy Orosarena can do what he did yesterday and hit a 3-run jack. And then it'll be 7-1 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch to Randy Orosarena with a curveball, 1-0 count. Let's go, Randy. See if he can get another 3-run jack like yesterday. Just came up short when we were down 4-0 in the 8th inning and only lost 4-3 because of Randy's 3-run jack. 1-0 pitch, little dribbler towards third, throw to first, and that is out number 3. We leave 2 stranded, but not after we get our 4th run on the board. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Rebecca in the building. What's good? And great job by Victor Robles stealing second and stealing third. Otherwise, that play would have never happened. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning and see who's up next. All right, next up for the Guardians, 2 for 2, right fielder Khalil Watson. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, shortstop Brian Rocchio. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, left fielder Cooper Engel. Trident's up, let's go M's. And Hancock's at 81 pitches, so you assume this will be his last inning. And they've already gone through 3 pitchers, Gavin Williams, Sean Armstrong, and Tim Herron. Trident's up, let's go M's. Gained another sub since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 38 subs to go to 24,400. We're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. Let's see where we're at on the likes. We got almost 200 in the room, and we are at 124. See if we can get 26 more likes to get to 150. Let's go. Bricks and joysticks in the building. It definitely did. You and me both. First pitch into Watson, fouls it off. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Watson. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. And we haven't seen a Hancock punch out in a minute, and we finally get one there. And that is 1 away. Down goes Watson, who had a 2-for-2 day going into that at-bat, but not a 3-hit day, at least not yet. Next up in the 6th hole, shortstop 0-for-1 with a walk, Brian Rocchio. On deck is Cooper Ingle. And let's see if we can get Hancock to finish strong here and potentially his last inning. First pitch, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. Cutter 88 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Mitch Garver is doing a good job calling this game, as well as coming up big with an RBI. You know, normally we would, rather have Cal behind the plate, but you got to give him a day off once in a while. And so far, so good. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss again by Rocchio. No balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Rocchio. And looks like Emerson is starting to get a little bit better here at the very end of his run. And they had Spire warming up earlier, but now they have Bizzardo warming up in the pen. Oh-2 pitch, fouled off behind the plate with the curveball by Hancock. No balls and 2 strikes to Brian Rocchio. Great that we ended up getting back that run that we gave up. And now we have a 4-1 lead. 4-run, 8 hits, 1 error for the Mariners, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Guardians. And we still have time to get to 5 to 8 runs. It's not over yet. 0-2 pitch, low and away with the changeup. 89 miles an hour, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brian Rocchio. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees with a curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Rocchio. And next stream will be tomorrow, 6:40 Pacific at T-Mobile versus the Angels. And, the Angels usually have our number, regardless of the record, so we're going to have to bring it and not play down to the competition. And I'm looking forward to that series. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brian Rocchio. 3-2 pitch, popped up. Julio is there, and that is 2 away. No fly zone in full effect there by Julio Rodriguez. Plus, we need a little bit of payback against the Angels and Joe Adell robbing those 3 home runs against us earlier in the year. I have not forgotten. Next up, 0-for-2 with 2 Ks, left fielder Cooper Ingle. And anytime we can go against Mike Trout, he's not going to be in the league forever. Again, want to be able to take advantage of those matchups as much as we can. Bottom of the 6th, 4-1 Seattle. Hancock on the mound, Ingle in the box with nobody on and 2 outs. First pitch takes a strike looking, low and away, 0-1 count. Cutter 85 miles an hour by Hancock. 0-1 pitch, low and away, sweeper missing and getting away from Emerson. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cooper Ingle. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cooper Ingle. Aroldis Chapman and Mizorowski. It's just crazy that, pitchers are pitching 105.5. But if anyone's going to get to like 106 or higher, you would assume it'll be Mizorowski. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Ingle. But again, even pitching, 100 to 102, that was considered like elite. But now you're getting 103 to 106 or 103 to 105.5, which is just fucking insane. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. But again, if you throw like that, on a regular basis, there's a good chance you're going to get Tommy John. And, hopefully Mizorowski can avoid that. But just crazy to see, that velocity and speed out of a young pitcher like Mizorowski on the Brewers. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners up 4-1. We finally broke our streak of hitting only 0-3 runs for 13 games in a row. And 3-2 pitch is low and away, and that ends up being a walk. And Engel the first. Next up in the 8-hole, third baseman Gabriel Arias. On deck is Austin Hedges. Come on, Hancock. Finish strong here. Let's go. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Gabriel Arias in the box. See if we get a strikeout, pop-up, ground out, or a fielder's choice at second. And now we got Dan Wilson making his way out to Hancock as well as the team. And it looks like Emerson may be done here. And they're going to bring in Edward Bizzardo. Good game there for Emerson Hancock. And hopefully we get a good outing here from Edward Bizzardo. All right, Bizzardo coming in to try to get this last out, and hopefully he'll get it on the first pitch with like a pop-up, which is pretty common, and hopefully that'll happen. And let's look at the final line here for Emerson Hancock. 5.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 Ks, 97 pitches, 58 strikes with a 3.47 ERA. A fantastic game for Emerson Hancock, who was 5-2 and had an ERA in the high 2s, but has lost his last 2 starts. But today, getting back on track. And not only him getting back on track, also the bats in the lineup as well. Now let's see if Edward Bizzardo can finish off this last out against Gabriel Arias. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 38 subs to go to 24,400. And again, we're at 10 on the no-no train, 90 to go. Let's see where we're at on the likes. With almost 200 people in the room, we're at 129. $71 more to get to 200. And they got Daniel Schneemann pinch hitting. All right, Bizzardo on the mound and Daniel Schneemann now pinch hitting. And hopefully Bizzardo will make this a very quick out here. First pitch is high and away. 1-0 count. Sweeper missing there by Edward Bizzardo, who was our number 1 bullpen pitcher last season. Schneemann hitting for Arias. 1-0 pitch. Low and away. Sweeper missing again. 83 miles an hour, low and away. Come on, Bizzardo. 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1 Mariners. Come on, Bizzardo. 2-0 pitch. Hard hit ball. Right field. Drops fair. Get it, Victor. Run, run, run. And Victor... And runner is at third. Now we have runners at second and third with 2 outs. Come on, Bizzardo. I mean, if that was going to happen, you might as well have kept Hancock in. And that's not what you want to see. You bring in a guy, obviously in relief, and then he gives up a double, and now we have runners at second and third. Come on, Bizzardo. And now they're going to have another pinch hitter with Patrick Bailey. Now Patrick Bailey coming in, the former Giant. Runners at second and third now with 2 outs. Come on, Bizzardo. And a hard hit ball by Bailey. Oh my God. Thankfully that went foul. The last thing that we need is for the Guardians to hit a 3-run jack and the game is tied. Jesus. Pitch fouled off in right field. 0-1 count. Come on, Bizzardo. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. Bizzardo having a little bit of a meltdown here. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Bailey. Should have went with Gabe Spire instead. But we'll see if Edward Bizzardo can get this last out. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Sweeper inside at the knees. Fools him. 85 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Patrick Bailey. Come on, Bizzardo. Bizzardo on the mound. Bailey in the box. Bottom of the 6th with runners at second and third and 2 outs. 4-1 Mariners lead, and let's keep it that way. 1-2 pitch. Crushes it into left field and foul out of play. Sinker at 96 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Patrick Bailey. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Bizzardo. 1-2 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Patrick Bailey. Two pitch, low and away. My God, Bizzardo. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Patrick Bailey. And this might be the only thing that'll help us bail us out. Come on, Moose. We need you more than ever. Three-two pitch from Bizzardo to Bailey. Got him! Whoa, baby! And runners are stranded at second and third. And honestly, if they would have scored runs in that inning, the momentum would have went back to Cleveland. And thankfully, after Bizzardo gives up a big double with runners at second and third, the Mariner Moose usually comes up big for us. We show him on the screen, and usually good luck comes very quickly, and it does again. Great job, Mariner Moose, giving us that good Soto mojo. Bizzardo, you almost blew it, but again, thankfully, we end up getting that big punch out. Good job. 4-1 Seattle. Bizzardo and Hancock putting us in positions for the runners to come home, but thankfully they do not. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th and make up for some of those shortcomings there. And let's see if we can get to run number 5 or beyond here. Next up, 1 for 1 with a run, 2 walks. DHing today, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Batting second, 0 for 3. Time to get your first hit of the game. Second baseman, Cole Clutch Young. Let's go, Cole. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K. Time to get your first hit as well. Shortstop, the phenom, Colt Emerson. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. End of the 6th inning, 4-1 Mariners. All right, we're at 135 likes, 65 more to get to 200. All right, Tim Herron in the game, first pitch. Cal going for a moonshot. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Come on, Ems. Top of the 7th inning, 4-1 Seattle with nobody on and no outs. See if we can get to that magic number. 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. 0-1 pitch, low and away. Good eye there by Cal. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour there by Tim Herron. Herron on the mound, the lefty, and big dumper in the box for the Mariners. 1-1 pitch, hit towards third, throw to first, and that is one away. Next up for the Mariners, in the 6th hole, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. On deck is Colt Emerson. Let's go. Let's see if we can get something going here with the CNC factory. First pitch is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. Hard hit ball, deep right field, and foul. What a catch out there in the outfield. Nice one-handed grab out there by that Guardian fan. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cole Clutch Young. I don't know. I haven't seen anything awkward from the chat from all day. I think everything is good. Two-two pitch, a little blooper into shallow center field, and drops. There we go, baby. And the first hit, and usually Cole's, sometimes going to go 0 for 4, but usually 0 for 3. There's usually not anybody more clutch towards the end in the 7th, 8th, and 9th than Cole Young. And, he doesn't let an 0 for 3 start ruin his day. And great job there by Cole Young. Always fighting that adversity. Great job there by Cole Clutch Young getting on with a single. Let's see if Emerson can do the same and get his first hit of the day as well. Throw to first, and Young is safe. Top of the 7th inning, runner at first with 1 out, 4-1 Seattle lead. Herron on the mound, Emerson in the box. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Herron to Emerson. One pitch, a little blooper there by Emerson, and damn it, that doesn't end up dropping. Caught there in left field. I was really hoping Colt could do the same thing that Cole did moments ago and get a hit, but Engel runs up and makes the catch, and that is 2 away. And Matt Festa is warming up. Next up is Mitch Garver. Looks like they're going to make a pitching change. Matt Festa, the former Mariner, coming in. Festa on the mound, and Mitch Garver in the box. Garver 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 Ks. Got the party started for us in the second inning. Scoring Cal Raleigh from second. $38 subs to go to 24,400. Gained another sub here moments ago. Thank you so much. 37 subs to go now to 24,400. 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. And we're at 141 likes, 59 to go. Yeah, great that we finally got over the hump of 3. And 50th anniversary for the Seattle Mariners, 40 plus years on the radio. He is retiring after this season, so we dedicate every stream to this icon and legend, Rick Riz. We love you. All right, here we go. Top of the 7th inning, 4-1 Mariners with a runner at first with 2 outs. Now let's see if Mitch Garver can give us some of that Soto mojo and that Mariner magic. I mean, usually one hit and maybe a walk would be a great day for Mitch Garver, but you know, every once in a blue moon, he might be able to get 2 hits and multiple RBIs, and it would be sweet for him to homer here to give us a 6-1 lead. It would be unexpected, but sometimes you got to expect the unexpected with the Mariners. You know, you don't really know what you're going to be getting, you know, from each game when you have Garver and Robles playing, but they both have produced today. And when they end up producing, you know, the weakest guys in the lineup, usually we win. First pitch from Festa to Garver, high and inside with the sweeper, 83 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Top of the 7th inning, 4-1 Mariners. Tried ends up. One-0 pitch from Festa, high and away. Cutter getting the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike from Festa to Garver. One pitch, high and away. Good take there by Garver. Cutter, 91 miles an hour, just outside of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first with 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning, 4-1 Mariners. Feels good to be able to get over that hump of 3 runs. Finally. 2-1 pitch, low and away. Sinker, 93 miles an hour there by Matt Festa, the former Mariner. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Take the walk, Mitch, if it's there. 3-1 pitch, and there we go. Takes the walk. Nice at-bat there for Garver. And now we got runners at first and second for Victor Robles. And Robles even got on with a single with a bunt in his last at-bat. Let's see if Victor can come up with a big hit here. I mean, Robles has enough speed to bunt again and make everyone safe, but you know, with runners at first and second, that would be a little tricky. And first pitch by Robles, pops it up and out of play. 0-1 count. 3 stolen bases, career high today. 4th multi-hit game of the season. And again, if he didn't run and steal second and third on back-to-back plays, Julio doesn't bring him home, and we don't, you know, have our 4th run. So you got to really credit Victor Robles on, you know, stealing bags. And our base running this season has been terrible, but in this particular game, it's been 10 out of 10. We haven't had any mistakes on the base paths, and that's how we ended up getting to 4. Runners scoring from second, runners scoring from third, Robles stealing second and third. I mean, you know, we haven't been thrown out, you know, or really made a lot of mistakes today. So feels good for, you know, finally things going our way on the base paths. Pitch fouled off there by Robles, low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes from Matt Festa to Victor Robles. Tried it up. Let's go M's. (0-2) pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Pitches low and at the knees with a sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. they got a young girl there that got that last foul ball. That'll be a memory forever. 1-2 pitch. High and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Hedges is challenging. And call is confirmed. It is a ball. Guardians lose the challenge. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. I love seeing, the children, the young boys and girls, that are 13 and under, but especially when they're like 5 to 10 years old and they get a ball. That's gonna be a fantastic memory for them. And popped up into center field, and that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see who's up next here for the Guardians. All right, 37 subs to go to 24,400. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with a 3-run lead. All right, we're at 141 likes, 9 more to 150. $59 to 200. But I've had pretty good luck, with baseballs at games. It started off when I was 10, with the Portland Beavers that were the affiliate here for the Twins when they were in their World Series days in the late 80s, early 90s. And I ended up getting 2 baseballs, foul balls, where I sprained my ankle, on both. But I ended up getting 2 when I was 10. And then I've only been to, maybe 9 or 10 Mariner games, and I have gotten 3 baseballs out of nine games. So I would say that, I'm not Zach Campbell by any means, but getting a Julio Rodriguez foul ball in his rookie year in 2022 was fantastic. I got an Aaron Judge ball that same year where Judge ended up breaking the home run record and getting 62 over Roger Maris. And then the first one was around 2018, 2019, before COVID, when the Dodgers came to town, and I got a Kike Hernandez foul balls at T-Mobile. So, again, you just got to have your head on a swivel, have a little bit of a luck. And obviously you can't be eating and drinking too heavily. Otherwise, you will not have a chance. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see who's up next here for the Guardians. Next up for the Guardians, 1 for 3, the Oregon State Beaver alum, center fielder Stephen Kwan. Batting second, 0 for 1 RBI with a base on ball and a K, another Beaver alum, second baseman Travis Bazana. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, DHing Chase DeLauder. Trident's up, let's go M's. But, my best friend Justin has been to like 50 games, 60 games between the Dodgers and Mariners, and he's never gotten a ball. So I would love for, the 4th of July when we go see the Blue Jays, if I end up getting a ball, I'm going to give it to him. I would love for him to be able to experience, what I've experienced already multiple times and whatnot. And if he can end up getting one on his own, great. But usually when we sit together, I sit on the aisle, whether in seat 1 or seat 10. So that way I have more range, to go up and down the aisle, and that maximizes our chance to get a ball. And we're really looking forward to hopefully getting one for him sooner than later. I mean, he does have a skill, on getting baseballs. There's no doubt about that, because he wouldn't have hundreds and hundreds of baseballs if he wasn't good at catching fly balls, And again, the thing that irritates people is when he tries to steal them from kids, and other people, And again, I will never, steal a ball, from a kid ever, And again, all, the baseballs that I've gotten, for the most part, I've, had something happen, whether it's me spraining my ankle trying to get one with those Portland Beaver balls, or, having to, have an individual in front of me drop a ball, and then I ended up grabbing it and getting my first one. And then the Julio Rodriguez rookie foul ball was in the bottom of the 9th inning, or bottom of the 9th inning, when everyone was kind of going to the bathroom, and it went right to our area and hit the guardrail. And it's got a nice little black scuff, off the guardrail, which was amazing. And then the Aaron Judge ball was crazy, and again, there's, it's not easy to be able to get, baseballs, but to be able to get, Kike Hernandez, Julio Rodriguez, and Aaron Judge as my 3 balls, that's pretty incredible. First pitch from Gabe Spire to Stephen Kwan is high and away, 1-0 count. But the trick on getting a ball is not only sitting, in the aisle, on the seat 1 or seat 10, but it's also about where you're sitting. If you can sit about 15 to 20 rows back, that's the sweet spot. If you're in the first 5 rows, you're not getting a ball. That's going to go to a kid or someone else. But if you're back a little bit, that's where I've had my success on, kind of the trajectory on foul balls and knowing where to sit. So, but there's a little bit of luck involved too. Next up is Travis Bazzana. And a line drive fouled off there by Bazzana from Gabe Spire. 0-1 count. Gabe Spire on the mound. Travis Bazzana in the box. 0-1 pitch popped up and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-1 Mariners. And a little slow dribbler towards first. Flip back to Spire, and that is 2 away. And crazy thing, every baseball that I've gotten out of the 5 that I've gotten, 3 Mariner balls and then 2 Portland Beaver AAA balls, I've never brought a mitt. I've gotten every single ball just barehanded. On the Kike Hernandez ball, after the guy dropped it twice, he body checked me from behind, and my knees hit the steps, and I was bleeding out of my knees for 9 innings. But it was worth it, to get that first ball. And I've been able to get a ball with a different person each time. Once with my dad, once with my friend Justin, who's my best friend, and then once with Preston. So, a little bit of luck involved, but kind of crazy to be able to, have that experience with 3 different people. First pitch to Chase DeLauder is low and away for a ball, 1-0 count. Obviously, if you can catch with a mitt, it definitely raises your chances. But just because you don't bring a mitt doesn't, mean that you can't get a ball for sure. But if you can catch and you're, you played softball or baseball growing up and you bring a mitt, that definitely will increase your chances for sure. Especially when you end up getting a home run ball or a line drive foul ball that's going like 100 miles an hour. Sometimes if you put your hand up, it's just, you're not going to catch it. It's going to, hit off your hand, and you have to scramble and hope that you can pick it up, off the ground and whatnot. So 1-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Chase DeLauder. 2-0 pitch, low and away again. 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, missing by Gabe Spire. 3 balls, no strikes, nobody on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-1 Seattle. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike right down the middle to DeLauder. 3 balls, 1 strike from Spire to DeLauder. I believe they are. If someone can look that up, but I believe the Pickles are single A. I've never been to a Pickles game, but my friends go all the time. And a hit right up the middle. And that just skates through there by Chase DeLauder. But I love going to Portland Beaver games back when I was a kid. It was a lot of fun, especially if you didn't have the funds to drive all the way up to Seattle, and they were the affiliate, to Kirby Puckett and the Minnesota Twins when they were in their run. So again, you got to see some pretty amazing talent, from some of those players and whatnot. It's not like Kirby Puckett ever went down to the Portland Beavers, but there was a few, players that did get a little bit of playing time, in that run. And you could definitely see the talent of the Twins farm system back then. Bottom of the 7th, with a runner at first and 2 outs. Next up is Kyle Manzardo. Well, hopefully when you end up going to a game, you'll finally be able to get a ball. Next up, pinch hitting is Rhys Hoskins. But it definitely takes your fandom to another level when you do get a ball, whether it's a foul ball, a home run ball, or a ball thrown into the crowd after an inning ends. Usually that happens a few times a game as well. So, and in diving attempts by both Mariner players, but not in time. And now Gabe Spire giving up back-to-back hits here. Runners now at first and second with 2 outs, and this has kind of been a common theme for Bizzardo, Spire, and Emerson Hancock. We get ourselves into these bad situations, but thankfully they haven't been able to capitalize just yet, and that goes past JP and Emerson, both diving for it. And now we have David Fry coming in, hitting for Watson. Come on, Gabe. First pitch is high and inside to David Fry, 1-0 count. Pitch. Broken bat, popped up, and this should be out number 3. And Naylor is there, and then again, we get ourselves into a little bit of a mini jam, but we bail ourselves out, and 2 runners are stranded, and we still have a 3-run lead. Now let's see if we can get to our 5th run of the day. Let's go to the top of the 8th inning and see who's up next year for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 2 for 4 with a K, third baseman J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a run, RBI, and a base on ball, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI, first baseman Josh Naylor. Trident's up, let's go M's. Yeah, and when I ended up getting that first taste of, baseball love and getting that foul ball, in the Beavers game, back in the day, the Portland Beavers, they would have like a celebrity softball game that would be before or after one of the Beaver games. I think before. And Maurice Lucas, the Blazers Hall of Famer that won a championship with Bill Walton. Obviously, we know some of these individuals have passed away and whatnot. But, there was, basketball players. There was people, like Ed Whalen that was like, who did the weather. But you also had like players like Steve Sachs and a few other guys that were kind of notable names that were there. And again, to be able to get some autographs, on that ball was pretty amazing. I got some from the Beaver players, and I ended up getting Maurice Lucas and a few of the other, stars that were in that celebrity softball game. So that was a pretty special moment, even though they, used the, Beaver balls and whatnot, but they called it that particular celebrity game and whatnot. But that was a very special memory. I still have the newspaper clipping, back in 1992 from when I got that first ball. And then later in that season, I remember running with like 20 other kids, and trying to lift over the rope or like roped off area where a foul ball went into right field. And, ended up spraining my ankle on both of them, but again, worth it. And a memory that I still have here in my room to this day. First pitch from Festa to Crawford, low and away, 1-0 count. And a little dribbler, throw back to first, and JP is out, and that is 1 away. Next up, center fielder in the 2-hole, Julio Rodriguez. On deck is Josh Naylor. And they still got the former Mariner, Matt Festa, on the mound. I mean, especially being 10 years old, and to be able to have that happen. And Julio with a nice hit in the gap between center and right field. And a beautiful single there by Julio Rodriguez. Great job there by Julio Rodriguez. 2 hits and a walk today. Next up is Josh Naylor. On deck is Randy Orosarena. First pitch popped behind the plate and foul by Josh Naylor. 0-1 count. Top of the 8th inning, runner at first with 1 out, 4-1 Seattle. Matt Festa, the former Mariner, on the mound for the Guardians. Josh Naylor in the box. Oh, I got a lot of memorabilia. I've been collecting since 1985, so the amount of sports memorabilia and toys and cards and, you know, McFarlane's and starting lineups and Transformers and G.I. Joes and Ninja Turtles, you name it, Star Wars, I got it, you know, and again, it's one of those things that, you know, that I've been collecting for a long time, and I would say probably about 95% of my collection is still in the box, so, you know, definitely, you know, hanging on to that for a long, long time. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Festa to Naylor. Oh, Kevin Mitchell. What a name. What a stud back then, too. Will Clark, Kevin Mitchell, Matt Williams. Really the one of the only teams that could go toe-to-toe with the Athletics back in the day with McGuire and Canseco, Walt Weiss, Dennis Eckersley, Dave Stewart. What a squad. 1-1 pitch. And Naylor, line drive. Yes! Let's go. Run, run, run. Go, Julio. Run, Julio. And there we go. We got runners at first and third with 1 out, and we are approaching our 5th run of the game. Let's go. Great job there by Naylor. Let's see if Randy can end up getting a single, double, or another 3-run jack like he did last night. $11 hits for the Mariners today. Let's go, baby. 10 singles for the M's today. Let's go. See if we get some of that Mariner magic out of Randy Arozarena. Takes a strike looking with the cutter. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. Yeah, Ricky Henderson, Dave Parker, incredible teams back then. 0-2 pitch. Randy with a little slow dribbler up the middle. Double play. Throw to first. And got him just in time. Unfortunately, the Mariners keep 2 stranded there, and we're still at a 4-1 lead. Good defense there by the Guardians. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th and see who's up next. Are they going to challenge? No, and we are not. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th and see who's up next for the Guardians. Next up for the Guardians, 0 for 2 with a base on ball, shortstop Brian Rocchio. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and 2 Ks, Cooper Engel. And batting third would have been Gabriel Arias, but they did have Daniel Schneemann pinch hit, and he ended up going 1 for 1. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 37 subs to go to 24,400. We're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. Let's see where we're at on the likes. We're at 150 on the dot, 50 more to get to 200. Yeah, I love bobbleheads, especially the bobbleheads that you get, when you go to the game, but obviously Upper Deck and Funko and a few of these other, companies have come out with other, baubles that you can get. But Ichiro's got a couple, 2001 Upper Deck, a white, a gray, and a blue version. I got one of them on the desk, and I've given away a few of them as well. But anytime you can come across stuff like that, it's always cool, to be able to add that to the collection. So for sure. It really just depends on, graded or non-graded. And first pitch, hard hit ball into right field that drops in front of Victor Robles and Rocchio with a hit. You'll have to kind of see. I know for the longest time, an ungraded, Griffey normally was back in the day around $40-$50. After it kind of peaked to like 80 to 100 back in the 80s and 90s when he was playing. But obviously now, depending on if you get an 8, a 9, or a 10, and then that could obviously increase the value, depending on if you get PSA or BGS or, those grading companies. And PSA has bought all of them out, for the most part. So it's kind of just a monopoly with just them owning everything and whatnot. And obviously with the Pokemon boom and the sports card boom since COVID, they got to a point where they don't even accept anything new until, as we go further on this year. So obviously the card game used to be for just people that love cards, but now you're getting people that aren't really into cards, but they're doing it for investment purposes. And it's, the market has exploded for anything card related and graded cards for sure. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rucker to Engel. Let's see if Michael Rucker, the AAA pitcher, can pitch well here for us. Two-one pitch to Engel. Gets the corner for the strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Michael Rucker to Cooper Engel. And I never was lucky enough to get a Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck card, in a pack. But I ended up buying one, at a card shop a few years, after that down the road in my teens or early 20s, that one in the 90 Upper Deck and whatnot. But I do have a autographed rated rookie Don Russ, Ken Griffey Jr. That was the card I wanted autographed. It was either that or the Fleer, but I thought he looked more like a pimp in the Don Russ card, so I chose that. And even though that's kind of the junk wax era, I love the colors, that we used to kind of rock in the 80s and 90s. The purples, the teals, the Charlotte Hornet starter jackets, Taco Bell with their kind of teal swirling vibes. It was all of a vibe in the 80s and 90s with the colors and whatnot. But love the vibes. Even though a lot of the cards were mass produced, I still like a lot of those older cards in the 80s and 90s. 3-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play there by Engel. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first with no outs. Bottom of the 8th, 4-1 Seattle. Three-two pitch. Hits the corner, but no challenge there. And Rucker giving up a single. If we challenge that, that could be strike 3, but now we got runners at first and second with no outs. Bottom of the 8th with runners at first and second with no outs. 4-1 Seattle. First pitch is low and away. 1-0 count. Yeah. Who's a youngster? Me? I might look young, but I'm not. Bottom of the 8th. Runners at first and second with no outs, and now they're going to have a mound visit with Garver, Naylor, and Rucker. The Garbage Pail Kids. I collected cards of anything, Ninja Turtle cards. I like those, like those music cards, that had like the 80s rock band, people on them, if it was a card, I was probably gonna, get into that, so. Even at one point, I got into Magic the Gathering. I mean, if I knew that cards were worth something, I definitely was going to take advantage regardless of, what it was. So, bottom of the 8th, runners at first and second with no outs, 4-1 Seattle. I'm 44, so I don't think I'm that young. I mean, I know a lot of people think I'm in my late 20s or mid 30s, but, I'm 44, so. I mean, I've been watching this Mariner team for about 40 years, so I know there's people, obviously, that are older that watch this channel. We got people that are, 13 to 17 and, 17 to 24 and everything in between, and we have a very good viewership of 65 and up that watch this channel as well. But we have every age group, male and female, and we are global across the whole world, so. But I guess it pays off, to, I guess, look a little younger than you are. Bottom of the 8th, runners at first and second with no outs, 4-1 Seattle. Line drive up the middle for a hit. And runner is coming home. And safe. And Rucker having a little bit of a mini meltdown here. And now the game is 4-2 with runners at first and second. I don't think bringing Rucker in was probably the right choice. You want to make sure you're bringing in, like if we had a choice, maybe bring in like a Ferrer or, rather than going to someone that's more AAA and whatnot. But I mean, Hoppy's in AAA, so it's like, and if you were going to go with a AAA guy, probably going with Nick Davila would have been better rather than with Rucker. But that's why it's so important that we finally get a chance to call up Cade Anderson, and Ryan Sloan when, the time is right. Because even if those guys just start off in the pen, they're going to be a lot better than most of the guys that we have. And, Cade will end up being a starter one day, especially once Castillo's off this team after this year. But they'll definitely start those guys in the pen, but they're definitely easing them into the farm system slowly. Next up is Patrick Bailey. All right, bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Seattle. Runners at first and second with no outs, and we don't want them to score anymore. And Bailey shows bunt. Jesus Christ, Rucker. Throw to first. And finally got him, was looking around. Just throw to first, my guy. And that is one away. Runners now at second and third. Rick Meyer. I got a few. He was good at Notre Dame, but not every college player will pan out in the NFL, as we know. Bottom of the 8th, runners at first and second now with one out, or second and third now at one out, excuse me. And now Stephen Kwan up to bat. First pitch right down the middle of the Kwan, 0-1 count. Bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Seattle with runners at second and third and one out. We could really use a double play and bail out Rucker here. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Patrick Bailey. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Stephen Kwan. Rucker on the mound. Kwan in the box. 2-1 pitch. Popped up and out of play behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at second and third and 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning, 4-2 Seattle. Come on, Mariners. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Rucker to Kwan. It really hurts not having, Brash, Cooper Criswell, or Carlos Vargas this whole year. Think about having those guys available rather than having to go with guys like, Rucker. Obviously, Hoppy's in AAA, and then we have Davila. I think I would have been more comfortable with him coming in, but 3-2 pitch, and that's a walk. Jesus. And again, why would you bring in Rucker in a situation like this? That's Dan Wilson. Every one good thing that he does a dumbass thing, and that, why would you bring in a player, in a situation where we're trying to close out a series, and we've already had all our regular guys be a little shaky. And now we have bases loaded with 1 out. Fucking Dan. And now we're bringing in another AAA guy, Josh Simpson. Yikes. Travis Bazana in the box with bases loaded. And this would be a terrible loss for the Mariners if they end up coming back and winning. Got to find a way to get these last 2 outs. And going with back-to-back AAA pitchers is not ideal. All right, Josh Simpson coming in, another AAA pitcher. Not really the person that you want to be pitching at this moment. And if they were smart, they should have went with Jose Ferrer, but, All right, bottom of the 8th inning, bases loaded with 1 out. And again, we're going to need a little luck now, considering the bullpen is thin and Dan Wilson isn't really the best decision maker. And now we just have to pray for a miracle that Josh Simpson doesn't give up a grand slam or multiple hits. And all of a sudden the game is tied or we're down. Obviously we're at the very end of the game here with only 1 more inning to go. So hopefully that we can keep this at 4-2. But if we're not able to do that, hopefully at the very least 4-3. Not 4-4 or 5-4, them. And, because again, if they end up taking the lead here, I don't know if we'll come back. And now we got to hope that Josh Simpson that got called up for Alex Hoppy, the lefty, hopefully he can get these last 2 outs. Oh, come on, Josh. First pitch is high and away with a sweeper, 1-0 count. Pitch popped up and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike from Simpson to Bazana. Bottom of the 8th, bases loaded with 1 out. Mariners clinging on to a 4-2 lead, but for how much longer? I mean, if we're down, 4-0 and you want to bring in AAA pitchers, fine, but not when we, need outs desperately at the end of the game when we have a lead. And popped him up. Please get that. Please get that. And JP, woo, we got lucky. And that is 2 away. Good job there by Simpson getting Bazana to pop up with bases loaded. And now we only need 1 more out. And sometimes it pays to be lucky. Next up is Chase DeLauder. And hopefully we get another pop up on DeLauder. First pitch to DeLauder is high and away, 1-0 count. Come on, Mariners, hang on to this 4-2 lead. One-0 pitch. Did he go? Does not go. Sweeper missing. 2 balls and no strikes with bases loaded and 2 outs. Just got to get a pop-up, a ground ball. I don't expect a strikeout, even a fielder's choice. Just find a way to be able to get this last out. 2-0 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle. Get that. Fuck. And runners score. How many? Damn it. And now the game is tied. Jesus. And now the game is tied 4-4. Terrible. You know, why bring in AAA pitchers, you know, when we're up 4-2? Stupid decision. And I know they don't want to go with guys back to back, but you could have thrown in Jose Ferrer in there. And yeah, there is, you know, there's a chance that this happens with him as well. But, you know, you feel a little bit more comfortable with a guy that, you know, is a star, you know, rather than a guy that's a AAA pitcher. And Jesus, Dan. And just like that, now the game is 4-4 with runners at first and third with 2 outs. Yikes. Good job, Wilson, you idiot. Next up is Rhys Hoskins. Can't let them take the lead. In a game that we should have been able to win by a run or two, now we're definitely going to have to really work hard to be able to win this game now. And hopefully the game will still be tied and when we go up in the top of the ninth. First pitch in there for a strike to Rhys Hoskins with the curveball, 0-1 count. Oh. And again, if you are going to throw in a guy, you know, and he's a AAA guy, why don't you go for Nick Davila, a guy that's got an ERA of, you know, 0 for the most part. So it walks a lot of guys, but still. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Simpson to Hoskins. You know, and again, sometimes you got to have a bullpen guy go more than 1 inning. You know, AAA guys ain't going to cut it. I mean, unless we bring in a guy like Cade Anderson. Hard hit ball into left field. Fair ball. Fuck. Now we're down. Jesus. 5-4 Guardians. What are we doing? Throw him out. Get him. And runner is safe. Are you kidding me? What happened there at home? 6-4 Guardians. Damn, we're going to lose now. Jesus Christ. And that's on Dan Wilson. We had a 4-2 lead, and just like that, now it's 6-4. The chance of us coming back now is slim to none. I mean, can it happen? Yeah, but the throw was on time, and I don't know how we didn't get that 6th run there at home, unless Garver dropped the ball multiple times. Jesus Christ, man. You know, and again, it shows you how poor of a manager, you know, Dan Wilson is. So he tags him, the ball comes out of his mitt, and then he tries to attempt the tag after, you know, getting tagged and falling down. And really, the only way that we have a chance of coming back is if this is considered out at home. And if it ends up being 5-4, you know, but again, we still only have 2 outs. But if it ends up staying, you know, fair and safe at home, 6-4, we're not coming back. I wish I could say that we could come back, but, you know, a fucking meltdown of all meltdowns, and Dan Wilson is responsible. Fucking dummy. Especially on how well we played today. And they're trying to say that ball might have been foul, you know, right on the line, but unbelievable how we didn't get the tag at home. I mean, there was a little bit of a collision there, but I don't know if he had control of the tag long enough to call him out before the ball came out, because he tags him in the chest, and then how long do you have to keep it there? And then the ball comes out after a second or two, and then he ends up tagging home before Garver picks up the ball. Bad awareness by Garver there. And it looks like it's going to stay. Oh, brutal, 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 dude. I mean, we finally get over the hump of 3 runs, which we've been stuck at for, 12, 13 games, scoring 0-3. We finally get to 4, and feel pretty good. And then Dan Wilson brings in 2 AAA pitchers late, which is stupid. And they both give up big runs. And now we've given up 5 fucking runs in this inning. And we don't deserve to win this game now. You know, it's going to take a miracle. And we're not even out of this inning yet. We're still now down 2 when we had a 4-2 lead. Technically a 4-1 lead. Frustrating. Fire his ass. Idiot. I mean, there's a lot of dumb managers, but Dan is towards the top. Fair ball and safe at home, so we just got screwed twice. And now it's 6-4 Guardians with scoring 5 runs in the 8th inning. Unbelievable. And it's going to take a miracle for us to be able to respond to this in the top of the 9th to score 2, you know. And is it possible that we could still come back and win 7-6? Yes, you know, but the chance of that happening is probably like 1%. I mean, that sucked all the momentum away. Fucking Michael Rucker and Josh Simpson. Are you fucking kidding me? Idiot. Like, what did he think was going to happen? That all of a sudden these AAA pitchers are going to be able to get these outs? Fucking idiot. 1-0 pitch to Fry, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. And this is going to be one of the worst losses of the year if we end up losing this game, based on, you know, how we played, getting over the hump of 3 runs, and all we needed is just good bullpen pitching. You could have thrown out Jose Ferrer, you know, or had, you know, Spire or Brazzardo pitch more than 1 inning. You know, the last thing that we need is AAA guys that come in, unless we bring in a guy in like Cade Anderson, you know, and if we have him on the team, he could have gotten the outs, even though he's in AA right now, you know, but again, terrible. 2-0 pitch. High and away, and at this rate, they're going to score another run. 3 balls and no strikes from Simpson to Fry. Fucking A, dude. We got the Angels tomorrow at 6:40 Pacific, but 3-0 pitch, big swing and a miss there by David Fry. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second with 2 outs. Guardians scoring 5 runs here in the bottom of the 8th when we had a 4-1 lead, and now we're down 6-4. And that's all on Dan Wilson being a fucking idiot. Just like Scott Service. Not very bright. You know, they may be former major league players, but they sure as hell don't know how to manage. They are not fucking Lou Piniella. Frustrating. 3-2 pitch. And, hey, guess what? Another walk. What do you know? Runners now at first and second with 2 outs. And a little dribbler there by Rocchio is foul. But again, if we end up losing this game, this will be probably the worst loss of the season, you know, considering where we were at, you know, and should have won this game. Should have never had 2 AAA pitchers come in late with a 4-1 lead, you idiot. No balls and 2 strikes from Simpson to Rocchio. And popped up. Randy is there. And that is out number 3, but not after. They score 5 runs when we were up 4, and now we're down 6-4. And it's going to take a miracle, and they're going to bring in the guy that has the most saves in baseball, Cade Smith. So, you know, wishful thinking that we're going to come back, but I mean, let alone do we need 2 runs, but what are the chances that we even get 2 hits on him? You know, that's how good he is. So I'll be shocked if we end up even scoring a run here, But again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we can get an unexpected home run or a big rally here. But we have Cal Raleigh, Cole Young, and Colt Emerson. So let's see if these three guys can give us that Mariner magic that we need. Even if we end up getting only 2 runs and we tie it 6-6, we don't even know, what's going to happen, after that. Like, who's going to be on the mound for the Mariners if we end up tying it, and I would love for us to be able to come back and win 7-6 and 10 or 11 or 12, but I don't know. After giving up 5 runs, the team is defeated at this point, it feels like. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second is Cole Clutch Young, and batting third is Colt Emerson. I mean, unless we go back to back to back for home runs, but I mean, the chance of that happening is 1 in like 10 billion. Top of the 9th, 6-4 Guardians. Fire his ass, idiot. Not good enough. You are not good enough to manage this team, period. Not having Brash, Cooper Criswell, and Carlos Vargas, it really stings. All 3 of those guys won't be available until August. And, you could have had those guys come in and the same thing potentially could have happened, but I think if they would have brought out Jose Ferrer, we win this game. That was a big mistake. If we're down, 4-0, then bring in Rucker and Simpson, but not when we're up 4-1 at the end of the game when we need to get clutch outs to secure the victory. I mean, that might have been the poorest managing job I've seen all year. Absolutely terrible. All right, first pitch to Cal Raleigh, pops it up and out of play from Cade Smith. 0-1 count. And Cade Smith is like a Mason Miller, so again, it's going to be very, very difficult here. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Smith to Raleigh, who's number 1 in saves for any pitcher in baseball. Cade Smith. 1-1 pitch, line drive to center field, and that is 1 away. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. And after that, Colt Emerson. And we need Cole and Colt to homer back-to-back. That's the only way that we're going to tie this game up. The chance of one guy homering, let alone back-to-back homers, I mean, it's like 1 in 10 billion, but it could happen. But against Cade Smith, it's not likely. First pitch fouled behind the plate. 0-1 count. I mean, this is just as bad as the Padre loss earlier in the year. I mean, anytime you end up giving up, 4 or 5 runs in the 8th or the 9th, it's just fucking unacceptable. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Smith to Young. Guardians out of challenges now, but it doesn't really matter. 2-1 pitch. And Young pops up. Should be... goes into the crowd, out of play, thankfully. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Clutch Young. And normally we're going to be, overly positive. But again, 5 runs when you have a 4-1 lead, we got to be real. We got to call a spade. And that was one of the worst managing jobs I've seen of all time. 2 AAA pitchers when you have a 4-1 lead. What did he think was going to happen? That we were going to keep a 4-1 lead with that? And a hard hit ball in right field. There we go. Cole Young with a single. Take it. And now we need Colt Emerson to give us the miracle. We need a 2-run jack here by Colt to tie this game up 6-6. And if he ends up doing that, then we will have a very good chance of coming back and winning this game. But it's a lot of pressure. And then on deck would be Mitch Garver. So we need Emerson or Garver to hit a home run here. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. Line drive up the middle, and it gets through. Let's go. Run, run, run. And Young is going to third. And now we have runners at first and third with one out. Oh, my God, miracle. Can you imagine if Mitch Garver hits a 3-run jack right here and then we go up 7-6? Wow. Good job there by Cole Young and Cole Emerson. They're doing the best to keep us somewhat alive. Next up is Mitch Garver. And Garver did end up getting a big RBI earlier today, but this is a big, big spot. We got runners at first and third with one out, so there is a chance. There is a chance. It may be a small chance, 5% chance, but let's go M's. We got Dominic Canzone, who was going to take the day off today. Let's go, Dom. 3-run jack to make it 7-6. And again, if we end up coming back and winning this game, somehow, some way, by a miracle, it'll be one of the best wins of the year, considering what happened there in the 8th inning, giving up 5 runs. First pitch is high and away to Dominic Canzone. 1-0 count. Come on, Ems. To go from maybe one of the worst losses of the year to maybe one of the best comebacks of the year if we can do it. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and third with 1 out. Great job by Cole Young. Great job by Colt Emerson to give us a chance to be able to come back, even though we shouldn't even be in this position. 1-1 pitch. High and away. Splitter missing there by Cade Smith. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners on the corners at first and third with 1 out. Come on, Ems. Try dance up. 2-1 pitch. Foul behind the plate by Dominic Canzone, filling in for Mitch Garver. And they were going to give Dom the day off because of the hamstring, but obviously this is a good spot to put him in. And then Luke Raley, I assume, will not play because of the elbow tightness that he had after yesterday's game. 2-2 pitch. Foul behind the plate again. 4-seam fastball there by Cade Smith. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. We need a miracle after giving up 5 runs in the 8th inning and having a 4-1 lead and now down 6-4. Come on, Dom. 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball into left field, fading foul. Great to see the fight, out of the young guns, with Cole and Colt, grinding out those big hits. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners on the corners with 1 out. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Canzone, and that is 2 away. All right, next up, last but not least, Victor Robles. We need some Mariner magic here out of Victor. Come on, Victor, please. First pitch to Robles, low and at the knees, almost hit him. 1-0 count. Top of the 9th, runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs, so we have a chance if Victor can get a hit here. But we did give up 5 runs in the 8th inning by Dan Wilson bringing in 2 AAA pitchers. Was not smart. He went from a 4-1 lead to a 6-4 deficit in a matter of 5 minutes. 1-0 pitch popped out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike from Smith to Robles. 1-1 pitch, line drive up the middle, throw to first, and he dropped it. Oh my God. Run, run, run. Go, go, go. Come home. Hurry. Wow. 6-5 in a routine play to first base. It was dropped. Unbelievable. You got to be shitting me. Now we have runners at second and third with 2 outs, and we actually have a chance. Are you kidding me? This is insane. This is fucking insane. How does that ball get dropped? Robles is safe. He makes it to second. Young scores from third, and now it's 6-5 with runners at second and third with 2 outs with JP Crawford up next. Unbelievable. You got to be shitting me. Come on, JP. And JP with a hard hit ball up the middle, throw to first, and that is the ball game. Fuck. Another great effort late to try to come back like we did yesterday when we were down 4-0 and Randy Arozarena hit a 3-run jack, but a little, too late. Oh, brutal. Terrible managing job there by Dan Wilson, but good heart and effort there. And now the Mariners are a half game back to the Rangers after that loss. And we have this person to blame right here. Final score, Guardians 6, Mariners 5. And luckily we'll end up having a game tomorrow against the Angels, and hopefully we can get back on track. Let's go over the stats here quickly. What a crazy game. But definitely a game that we should have won. All right, Stephen Kwan, 1 for 4 with a run. Travis Bazana, 0 for 3 with an RBI. Chase DeLauder, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Kyle Manzardo, 0 for 3. Khalil Watson, 2 for 3. Brian Rocchio, 1 for 4 with a run. Cooper Ingle, 0 for 2 with a run. Gabriel Arias, 1 for 2 with a run. And Austin Hedges, 1 for 2. JP Crawford, 2 for 6. Julio Rodriguez, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. Josh Naylor, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. Randy Arozarena, 0 for 5. That hurt. Cal Raleigh, 2 for 5 with a run. Cole Young, 2 for 5 with a run. Colt Emerson, 1 for 5. Mitch Garver, 1 for 3 with an RBI. And Victor Robles, 2 for 5 with a run. Oh, man. One of the most disappointing losses of the season. And, hopefully we get back on track, obviously, tomorrow when we go against the Angels. And we'll be live at 6:40 Pacific. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Final score, Guardians 6, Mariners 5, and a heartbreaking loss. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and Tridents up, and go Mariners.